What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today? What's up, fam? So, I'm going to take my time today, let everybody get in here. I just left an awesome stream on Dreadstream. And let me tell you, that was so much fun. And every time I come on his panel, I always have a good time. Everybody's always nice and sweet and helpful and supportive. And it really does make a difference as a YouTube content provider when you have the support of those who've been doing it longer than you. So I really want to give a shout out to them and say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to come and be a part of you guys' panel. And I really do appreciate the love and support that I've gotten from you guys. Today is going to be an awesome show. We're going to talk about a host of variety of things. So you guys sit back and relax and enjoy the show. We'll get started here in a sec. All right. So if you guys can hear me, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat box for me. I want to make sure that I am sounding okay and that everybody can hear me. Hopefully there won't be too much of a delay. It looks like my stream's going good. That's always nice. All right, I am going to be tagging some of the mods in real quick. So if you guys can give me a second while I do that, that would be wonderful. All right. I got you, Flat Earth Jamaican. I've got Dread Midas. You're in there. Individual one, you're added. Okay, Divine Will. Got you. Okay, that's all the ones that I see for now. I'll add you guys as you enter. But if I don't get to you, that's okay because eventually I'll get to you. I'm left-handed. I'm supposed to be ambidextrous. I find in most cases I am, except when it comes to talking and streaming at the same time. I seem to not be gifted in that area. But that's okay. Not everybody has every talent. That's what makes us individuals and stand out. So today is actually July 10th. So I want to catalog that in as a day that I stream because a lot of my streams, they look the same because I use the same background to my streams all the time. All right, good. So we were talking this week about planting and getting things planted and you guys using your farmer's almanac. So I hope that everybody went out and purchased your almanac because it has a lot of good uses in it. Like I said before, it talks about the stars. It gives you up to 4 years of information and a calendar. And it also goes day by day of these calendars and tells you when you should expect to see the stars, the new moon, holidays, and everything that you could possibly think of. It even tracks the weather for you down to the T as to what you should be seeing. So if you haven't gotten one of these, please get one, look through it, go over the information, and make yourself a board that you can start to follow every single day. It should be a set time that you do this. I want everybody to encourage everybody to set apart some time to learn something new every single day about the flat earth, about the stars, or something that relates to the flat earth community. Why I'm asking you to do this is because I find that the more things that you know, the easier it is for us to understand and build and to share information. And you'll want to set time apart for yourself to learn to just take time out to get in touch with yourself, to make sure that you're growing yourself. If you're going to be growing, Mother Earth, you need to be growing within yourself. So even if it's not reading your farmer's almanac or the stars, you can start to learn about different cultures, or you can learn about conspiracy theories. You can learn about how to be a better person. You need to always be investing time in yourself and learning something new. One of the other things I like to do in the beginning is to go over the rules, but we have the mods here, so I'm not gonna go over those in depth, but we want to make sure that we're not trolling. There's no trolls allowed. So if you come here talking dirty, acting slick, you'll be banned, and I'm not even going to entertain getting you unblocked. There's no drama. So if you had a bad day, you might want to sit it out. We come here as a community to commune with each other and to hear about each other, what's going on in the flat earth community, and to be supportive of each other. There's also no drama related to, personal issues. We leave those for another time. It's just like when you come home from work. You don't want to bring work home with you. There is no agenda pushing. So if you come here to push an agenda like religion, politics, status, and things like that, that's definitely not going to get you anywhere here. And the biggest rule that we have here is no negative talking about other flat earthers or other flat earth channels. So if you do that, this is not the place for you, because we're supportive here. We want to support all flat earthers and their channels and getting this message out to as many people as we possibly can. So we're going to be supportive. Now, I'm not saying some of these things won't come up as topics, because we do have them as topics. I like to talk about what's going on, because I feel like you're short-sighting yourself if you don't discuss what's happening still in the matrix, because we're all still part of it. So that's, basically the gist of it with the rules and all that stuff. So this week you guys were encouraged to plant. And so I actually went and started planting. So I know that not everybody can do it, but I did encourage some of my viewers to. So how many of you guys actually went and got a plant, or got seeds to plant, or planted something? You can let me know by putting a 1 in the chat room. I'm just going to go ahead and show you the things that I planted. And not everything went the way that I thought it was going to go, but hey, I'm pretty sure that I'm too eager at this point with it, that, I really did want it to be blooming and everything right now. So I'm just going to show you where I keep them, my new seedlings and stuff. So they're sitting here under this lamp, and I do have a plant lamp that I'm going to be using once they sprout, but right now this is about all the light that they need. So in this first one that I have is my soybean, and this one is just my soybeans right here. So I was initially going to put my herb garden in there, but I actually got an herb garden. So this is all the soybean sprouts that I planted. So I'm hoping to receive a yield from that this year. I think it's like 65 days or something like that before they actually start to see something with these guys. So I labeled all of them. I didn't do a very good job at it because I didn't have a permanent marker. All the stuff that I bought, I didn't buy a permanent marker to mark them like I asked you guys to. So that's the soybean tray. I also planted some green beans in this little pot. I also planted some green peppers and parsley in another pot. So I have two different plants in this, and when they sprout, I'll be able to tell the difference because I actually labeled those plants. And I also planted some flowers in a flower pot. So this will have a whole bunch of baby flowers that I can separate at a later time and plant in the garden. Now, when I was looking at all of the things that I had planted, I was like, well, maybe I didn't plant enough. But I went looking for ways to increase my yield, and that led me to a lot of channels that actually are they actually are more in depth than I am. See, I'm an amateur at this, so I'd rather point you guys in a direction of people that know actually what they're doing. So if you go on YouTube, you actually can find channels to show you step by step on what to do to grow seedlings and plantlings, and they show you how to increase your yield, when to plant certain seeds, and you can even buy books. So if you're a reader, you can go to your local Home Depot or your local home nursery and inquire. You should be spending a little bit of time with some local growers so that you can get familiar with the kind of things that you'll need to be doing, what you'll be looking for, and kind of like the bugs and things that you want to avoid and how to deal with those. Remember, I told you guys that they have natural pesticides that don't harm the plant or the environment. So that is one of the things that you should be investing your money in to make sure that you're making healthy plants that you can eat and that don't harm the animals, the plants, or the environment. Some of the things that I want to talk to you guys today, and I will be opening up a panel, but I just want to get through the finer points before I get a panel up here and we get to talking, and then I just lose, track of what it is that I'm saying. So, in doing this, the assignments that I want to give you this week are for you guys to start looking at the doomsday preparation. And when I say doomsday, I don't mean that like, oh God, something is going to happen like yesterday. I'm saying doomsday as in prepare in case there comes a time where we don't have access to a grocery store or a local market that we can shop from. So even though we are planning and learning how to grow gardens, we want to also be prepared in the event of emergency situations. And that's really what doomsday prepping is all about. It's not out of fear, it's out of love. Because while your plants are growing in the beginning, they may not be mature enough for you to be able to pick and eat yet. So you want to have a food supply to last you for a long period of time should there become a natural disaster, or say your plants get chemtrailed and you don't yield a crop. So you want to have preparations for that. And some of the things that you can do while you're gardening and producing your own food that'll help save you in the end, as well as your neighbors and your friends and your family. When you start to yield a crop from your what you've planted, and it is a process, but when you start to, you need to have things available to get the best nutrients and to be able to use all of what you're producing. So the first thing you should have is a mechanical juicer. And I'm saying mechanical because in the event that we don't have access to electricity, you'll need things that you can use mechanically to survive on. So you won't be dependent upon electricity to, open cans, open your food and things like that. So you'll want to have a mechanical juicer. Mechanical juicers are important because you juice your food, you make juice that you can freeze later, and you're just really getting a lot of nutrients out of the plant when you juice your foods. Juicing is something that I'm about to start really getting into as a vegan person. I want to be a lot more natural and know what juices I'm getting and what it's coming, where it's coming from and what I'm putting into my body. So we're definitely going to look into that, and I hope to have a guest on that can speak more about it. I'm hoping to have Vegan Warrior to do a show with him, showing you guys about how to switch off a meat-based diet onto a vegan diet. Vegan diets are very different from vegetarian diets, to my understanding anyway. Vegetarians, they actually don't use any processed foods or consume anything that's processed. They actually just juice and eat the foods raw and don't do any kind of preparation. Whereas vegan, there is preparation in your food and products that you use that are processed. Processed foods are not necessarily good for you, but when you're talking about vegan processed foods, it's totally different from things that you go and you buy in the supermarket. So a processed food means it's gone through a processes before you're able to consume it. In vegans, it's either one or two processed, whereas if it's a bean, it's crushed. So you're not eating it whole. Or if it's a fruit, it's juice. That's a process. That's what we mean by processed. So all of the foods and things that we buy now, we don't know what the heck we're eating. There's probably a number of things that I've seen on the internet that are in our children's cereal, like dyes and metals and things like that. And if you look at any of my videos that I uploaded or I added to a view, it actually shows you some of the people and some of the companies that actually participate in that. So we want to steer away from that. And some people aren't going to be able to do that. Some people just love meat, but we'll learn. We might be able to convert a few. So the next thing is you want to can your vegetables and you want to use mason jars and things like that to do that. Why you want to preserve these foods is because you can't eat everything all at once. So you need to have a way to conserve what you've produced and use it later, because no one picks, all their apples and eats them all at once. You need to be well skilled and know many different ways to preserve food. One of the best ways is to can your food after you've picked it and you've eaten what you wanted. You need to can some to save it for later. I'm a big proponent of being able to pull something out later just to get through the week, so I'm not slaving all the time trying to produce something for my kids and my family. The other thing that I would like you guys to look at is dry freezing your food. I don't have a lot of experience with dry freezing food, but I do know what it tastes like from being a military brat. And most of the time you can add the consistency back to the food by water and things like that. So dry freezing conserves your food by taking all of the moisture out of the food. And by taking the moisture out of the food, you prolong the shelf life of the food in a safe way to be used at a later date. It's actually one of the best ways to develop a supply for emergency purposes is to freeze dry your food. Freeze drying your food is not takes a little bit of money to do, actually. It is electrical. There isn't any way really to get around that, but you can purchase them. One of the companies that you can get it from is called the harvestright.com. Harvest Right has a variety of freeze dryers to freeze dry your food. They also have the bags and things like that that you're going to need to preserve it. And I think the lowest one that they had on sale was $2,195. And it's a smaller version of that. It's actually, I think, a desktop version of it that you can use to freeze dry your food, and you can source all of that stuff right from that site. If you don't want to go that route, there is among that community a consensus that it's cheaper and smarter to buy prepackaged freeze-dried food. It's actually costs you less money, and you don't have to invest in a machine to do that. Now, when we start to have our communities, we can actually invest in one of those or several of those to freeze dry food on a mainstream level, so that we're conserving for Flat Earth family members in a larger scale. Because I know definitely once we figure out great ways to get away from the matrix, it'll be crucial for us to have our own food supply off of the grid. And that is what the ultimate plan is, to suck the life out of the matrix so that it cripples and collapses in on itself. But you got to be prepared to do that. That's why we're talking about all these steps and things that are going to be needed ahead of time. So there are kits and places that you can purchase freeze-dried food. And one of those places is preparewise.com. They have a variety of packages that you can purchase freeze-dried food, and they have a 16 serving package, which is $39.95. They got one for 183 servings, which is $325, and they have one for $725, and 725 servings for $1,650. And these things feed you or a family of four for up to 4 years, depending on the packages that you buy. Those are just the highlighted packages that they have. They actually have more packages that you can purchase for them, as well as certain other items. So you definitely, if you can't afford to buy a larger package, start buying them individually, little by little, and stocking them up. And when you do that, you want to make sure that you're storing according to what they tell you, so that you can have that shelf life that's needed. For me, I'm locking all my crap up, okay? I'm gonna lock it in a storage bin, away, from prying eyes, so that nobody knows where it is, just in case you got crazies running around, and know that you prepare. That way, I don't care if you bury it in the backyard. Whatever it is the smartest thing for you to do, you should be always thinking, well, what if, just to make sure you're covering your bases. So that is a great site. If you don't want to invest in a freeze dryer for your home, start purchasing freeze-dried foods so that you can bring it back at a later date. For vegans, it's a little bit more difficult, because those packages, you'll have to weed out some of the stuff that's not going to be edible for you. Now, as far as gardening goes, one of the things that you want to do after you've eaten your fruit, canned what you will, you'll still have some byproduct after that. And so we want to be able to use every bit of what we have to make a difference. So every part of the fruit or vegetables or whatever can be used. And what I mean by that is, you should be also investing in a compost heap. Compost heaps are great ways to produce fertilizer and turn those peels and things like that, give the earth back its nutrients after she's fed you. So you should invest in a compost heap, and we'll spend some time looking into that. You can also find videos on composting heaps. There are tumblers versus the pilers. Pilers are, you know, you put it in there on layers and things like that, and you just let it, nature take its course. Whereas tumblers are on a tumbler and you turn it, and they say introducing oxygen into it actually makes it goes faster, and you can yield more from the compost heaps. Things that you want to put in your compost heaps are, you know, fruits, vegetable waste, paper, cardboard, without ink on them though, you guys. Because remember, what paper and cardboard are natural wood and things like that that can be recycled. Giving Mother Earth back her resources is the best way to say thank you. You can put leaves in there, you can put dead plants in there, and what it's going to do is the microorganisms and things like snails and other little funguses and little animals that we can't see with the naked eye will start to break those down and decompose it so that you can use it later on to feed your plants and do so many other amazing things with it. Speaking of things that break down and whatnot, you also want a poopy compost, because I know that doo-doo stink and all of that stuff, you know, but it actually has some good benefits to reusing that. So I'm not going to get into that whole thing with the little poopy compost thing, because I don't even know how to use it. But if you guys show an interest in that, I definitely will take the time to uh, you know, do a show about that. You know, remember, this show is about you guys and what you guys need to do as flat earthers to better ourselves and prepare for the future, and just in case things pop off that, you know, we don't have any control over, because it might not go well, but we're going to do our best to make sure that it does. Now, with the gardening, we want to be able to garden year round. So I was looking into some greenhouses, and I thought they were going to be super expensive and not really be attainable. But after looking into it and looking on the sites, I found actually that they're very affordable, and they come in many different mediums to be able to use. So they come, some are made of plastic and wood, some are made of glass and other biodegradable materials, and so they're actually very affordable. And I think the cheapest that I saw was from a site called The Mine, and it was $63 for that. It was a 3-tier walk-in portable greenhouse, and I thought that was just amazing, you know, because it's something that you can move around. So you can move it inside, outside, your garage, wherever you need to start, you know, growing your own food and have it protected from the elements or whatever bugs and what have you. So you guys should really check out that site, The Mine. They also have a greenhouse that you can grow your seedling in. You can start your baby plants in and then move them to the outside, and those are even cheaper. They're like $43 for the ones that are metal and mesh that you just, and it has trays on it, and you just start your little seedlings in there, and as soon as they sprout to the correct depth, then you just take them and transfer them outside. And I think that's great, not exposing them early on to a bunch of, you know, outside elements. And then putting them out there later actually increases the health of the plant overall. So on that site, they range from $385 to the very large ones at $3,500, and you can put them together, or they can come mostly put together, or there's even some that put them together for you. But this is a great way to be able to grow in a controlled environment. And you want to have a controlled environment because you really want the best yield when growing your own crops. And greenhouses to me are the way to go, because you're not having chemicals, chemtrails, or any other outside interference being sprayed on your food. So I'm definitely a proponent for greenhouses at this point. If you're going to have a garden and grow it outside, you need to have a greenhouse to make sure your food isn't getting sprayed. And one of the good sites that I found that has a variety of stuff is called greenhousemegastore.com. So you guys check out that site, and whenever you can, set money aside to be able to invest in one for your home. That is just great. Okay. So, those are the big things that you want to touch and start to have before you get really big into, gardening. Because what I'm asking so far is for you guys to start an herb garden and main plants that are healthy and hardy and aren't easy to kill. So that's like maybe 3 beds, raised beds, if you do it correctly. But once you start getting on to, making food in mass, not just for your family and yourself, you'll want to start to invest in bigger things. And say, okay, I decide I want to make a community garden for my community. You'll want to invest in the things that I'm talking about, because it will pay for itself in the end, as well as be a help to those around you if you do it correctly. And we always want to give back, because you never know who you're going to need in the future. And so once you've got all those things, you kind of need to be able to resupply yourself and get your supplies from a trusted supplier. And they have a couple of sites that do this. One of them is growersolution.com. Growersolution.com has everything from boxes to storage to gloves, you name it. Anything tool that you probably need, like trellises to grow, your greens and your potatoes, and not potatoes, your tomatoes and things like that, and strawberries. Some of those plants need a trellis because they're quite heavy and they just grow better if they start having something to weave off of. That site is a great place to go and make sure that you purchase the things that you need as a grower. And like I said, spend time with the local grower. What better resource it is to actually go to local growers who sell to the public to learn how to garden, to learn what's best to plant at what time. They're a great resource, and a lot of them are very friendly and don't mind you asking questions, because they have a vested interest in you starting to grow your own food. The more of us that are doing that and taking full advantage of that, because it is our right and we're able to do that. Nobody can stop you from growing a garden. The more that you do that, the more resources and development you'll have in your community, because you'll find people are sharing and growing their own stuff, and they're networking with each other. And if somebody doesn't have it, somebody else will. If somebody doesn't know how to grow something and you want to learn, you're able to teach them, or they're able to teach you. So make sure you're investing time in local growers, local farmers market. Buy from them, because they have a vested interest in their product, unlike corporate sellers like H-E-B, Walmart, and so forth. And they can also tell you how to can foods and how to best preserve your food. And they know a lot of little tricks and things like that. So it's awesome to talk to people like that. So don't be afraid. And you might find it's easier to talk to them about flat earth than it is somebody who works at like McDonald's or Walmart or any of those other places, because they're still kind of indoctrinated. Whereas people who do things for out of love and with their heart have a more open mindset. And you'll find this is true throughout all of the handcrafts. Handcrafts are things that you do with your hand, like, making furniture, building homes, making gardens, the arts. All of those things require hand operation and love. Like me, I'm a pottess, so I like to do things with my hand, make pottery and stuff like that. And also, We can get kind of crazy and often, I probably should have said this one first. Landscaping. Landscaping your garden is crucial to being able to work your garden. Now, we're not just doing this, you just plant your plants and then all of a sudden you put them outside and they're good to go. It doesn't work like that. They'll die. You need to start planning how you want to grow the plants. And there's a host of sites that I could list that do that. But there are DIY sites that you can go to too that can teach you step by step. But you want to landscape your garden because you want to be able to get to your beds easily. You also want to time what's going to be right first, and you want to do it by season. So if something's seasonal, you want to plant it on one side. If something's a perennial, you want to plant it in the other side. If you have a flower garden for, like, say, the bees and hummingbirds and things like that, you'll want it in a different location. I'm going to tell you why this is. It's because certain bugs and microorganisms and things like that will destroy other crops and things like that. And other little animals and things like that that may be attracted to those things may not come to pollinate your plants and things like that because you have them too close to one thing or another. So you want to be smart about when you plant your garden. So you want to landscape it to be able to reach all of your beds. My consensus is you want to have a lot of raised beds and things like that because you can really isolate your plants and they won't overgrow each other. But you can also do this naturally by planting little hedges that box your plants in naturally as well. But I prefer to go with the wood boxes because you can take stuff out. If one crop is bad, it doesn't spoil the whole entire thing and the roots aren't dug into whatever it is you're trying to do. And plus you can take those plants and bring them inside for the winter or move them into your greenhouse for the winter so that you can continue to grow things year round. So their roots haven't dug into the ground where it would be more traumatizing to try to uproot them and replant them and move them inside. Raised beds are a great way to do that because you can just, box them out, lift them up, put them in a planter potter, and then take them inside. So I'm a big proponent for the raised bed system. And there's many ways that you can do this to keep your plants separated, but you definitely want to have a plan when you go to plant your garden because you don't want things overgrowing each other, and you want to be able to identify what it is you're actually growing because some plants, when you plant them, they may just be leaves and you won't be able to tell your parsley from your your thyme and things like that. So make sure that you landscape if you're going to make it a huge garden. In other words, if you're planning to feed your whole family off of that garden, you'll definitely want to landscape it out so that not only so that you have the potential to grow your crops properly and healthy, but it's just beautiful when you landscape your garden. I mean, the colors and the blooms do something for you aesthetically to your body and bring you in tune with Mother Nature. And who doesn't want to enjoy their work? And the beauty of landscaping makes that possible by the different blooms that grow throughout the year. I also want to tell you that you should really invest in a calendar, a gardener's calendar. And this you want to do because you want to be able to mark down what you planted, when you planted it, what the results of those plantings were, as well as what you want to plant for the next year, because you don't want to keep replanting the same thing over, especially if you're conserving and saving those food, because as human beings, we definitely like variety in our food. And who wants to eat the same thing every day when you know that the Creator made all this great stuff that you can eat and partake on? So make sure that you invest in a calendar so that you can remember, because I don't know, I'm getting a little old. I'm 40, so my memory isn't that great anymore. So writing things down is a way to help you not to have to remember until you need to remember it. Mark off on your calendar, I planted greens on this day and this is what it yielded. And then you'll start to develop your own almanac of history of gardening, something that you can pass down to the next generation. So yeah, that's it for the gardening section. My little plants haven't sprouted yet, but I'm sure that they will eventually. When they do, guys, I'm just gonna jump on because I'm gonna be so elated because I couldn't remember when I went to germinate them how long it actually took, you know, to get to produce the first seedlings. So I'm just like waiting. So but if they don't sprout, I'll know I left the seeds to germinate for too long. So we're gonna move on to some flat earth stuff now. All of it's flat earth, but we're gonna talk about flat earth. So I'm gonna open up a panel now because I want to really discuss some of these topics with you guys, of the things that I found out this week, just to kind of get your opinions on it. It's some strange things going on in our community, and so we're going to be having some topics about these things. And while I do that, I also want to give a shout out to some channels that we need to support. Like I said in the beginning, I'm a big supporter of smaller channels and channels keeping this movement going. And the best way to do that is to support the channels that not only support you, but channels that you find interesting or somebody else might find interesting. So the first channel that I want to shout out, because I'm really about raising the next generation, is Flat Earth Teens. If you haven't subscribed to Flat Earth Teens, I really want you to do that. This teen has shown remarkable maturity in opening a channel for her generation to be able to discuss flat earth and to bring that truth to that audience. And it's really something special what she's doing. Let me get this set up for you guys so you guys can see me actually. For Hangouts, I'm not going to be showing my Hangouts because I don't have control over the Hangout itself, because I haven't figured that out yet. So give me one sec. There you go. Okay. Let me know if you guys can still hear me or not by giving me a 1 in the chat. I'm actually going to put the link in the back chat. So if you guys want to join, please go to the back link and look for the link in there. I'm not going to be putting it in the chat. So if you want a link and you haven't hooked up with me on Google Hangouts yet, please make sure that you do that so that you can get the link. Bear with me, guys, as I get it going. All right, that's all set up there.
I'm here.
Hey, hey, hey. It's Flat Earth Jamaican in the house.
Appreciate that, my sister.
How are you doing?
I'm feeling blessed and highly favored.
Amen to that.
Yeah. this has been a long, irritating summer. Whole bunch going on around the world, like as far as the community, people being willfully ignorant. It's just
Right?
discussion. The discussion Dredd had going in with Sean earlier
Yeah.
about, I guess, him basically choosing sides. Yeah, man, it struck a nerve. I mean, I was with Dredd on that one, and it brought tears to my eyes. Not from what he was saying, but was saying wasn't reaching the ignorant brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, it was powerful, man. I was like, no sense somebody can be this dang on just. It's just sometimes you just when you say you want to smack some sense in somebody, really, some people are just that ignorant. You just want to smack the living crap out of them. You know?
Yeah. Yep, that's true. Um, I think I can, your sweet place. Let me just check real quick. Sometimes once you get these going, it doesn't allow you to change the what you've set before then. So let's see. Go to options.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah. No, it doesn't allow me to change the chat over from slow mode. Sorry, guys. I'll fix that for the next stream, though. I kind of put it on slow mode to help you guys keep up with the chat and to find the trolls easier, because sometimes when it goes pretty fast, you're not able to catch them right away. And I accidentally ban people all the time accidentally when a chat is moving very fast. So welcome to the panel. Who do we have on the panel right now?
This is Jerome. Nice to talk to you again.
Hey.
Sassy.
Me on this on my one stop, man. No, it's only you been exposed.
All right.
I'm here. I'm here.
That's what's
Show
up.
some love.
That's what's
Well,
up.
in the chat, in the chat it says you've been exposed, but right here on the Hangout, you got your gamer one stop avatar.
Avatar on it. I don't know why it does that, man. It does that sometimes.
So
No, this is good. I thought you were doing it on purpose, because I
Yeah,
know that I thought you was being attacked. Because I know about you being attacked in the past. So I thought you were doing it on purpose to keep them
guessing.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna just take credit. I was doing it on purpose. Fuck it. Oh, excuse me. I know you're a cuss.
For real, because when you go to Brother Sanchez's channel, your gamer logo pops up too. It doesn't. The Africa logo don't pop up. I was like, oh, okay, I see. I just took that you was doing it on purpose to keep your attackers guessing, like which one are you?
I'm gonna just tell
you know who you are, but do they?
Nope, they don't know. I'm gonna keep switching it up on them.
Yeah, and so the next channel that I wanted to shout out was Bro Sanchez's channel. It's one of my favorite channels. It's like my secret crush because it gets live on there just like Dred's channel does all the time, but it really has that element that you're looking for to connect on a deeper level. All the things that you've always wanted to know about Mother Earth and the divine feminine, as well as the masculine, and actually how we were able to be brainwashed and mind controlled for so long. He actually delves into those things and breaks it down for you on a way that nobody else is actually doing that. I know there's people that talk about the ancients and things like that, but he's invested a lot of time in putting his perspective on that and giving it a twist to where it can be understood by a lot of people. So shout out to Bro Sanchez. Also, Dred's channel. I mean, anything goes on Dred's channel. That is the place that you want to go, where you can just let your hair down, let loose, and just be yourself and just really be honest. And he takes no punches. He doesn't bite his tongue, and I really favor that because I'm the same way.
Yep.
The other channel I'd like to shout out is ODD's channel. So you guys don't actually have to do all the work when it comes to telling someone about all of the things and pointing out all the falsities of a globe. You can actually send new people that are coming into Flat Earth to ODD's channel, because he has a 24-hour live stream with the chat that newbies and globers can actually interact with each other and get introduced to the flat earth and the flat earth movement, and those who are still learning what flat earth is all about. So that's a great channel that once you say, hey, you know, the earth is flat, and someone asks you a little bit more about it, you can say, hey, go to this channel and you know, just watch. You don't have to explain everything to them. You can just send them. Less is more in the case of flat earth. Unless you're their only resource, you should always be pointing them to somebody who has a lot more ability and maturity in the flat earth. So that's a great channel for babies in flat earth. Also, I have some smaller channels. Well, I don't consider them small because I'm a small channel. They're on my level. I'd like to shout out Vegan Warrior, what's his name, D Marble's channel. I really want you guys to subscribe to those. So if you're looking to become vegan, he is a channel that you want to watch, Vegan Warrior. As well as D Marbles. He does a lot of outside experiments, and he really takes the time to do a great setup and keep you interested and bring different topics about flat earth to your attention, not necessarily making it so obvious that you know, that you're like, oh, I don't care what this guy's saying. He really takes the time to, you know, it's just genuine. When I watch that, it's just very genuine. So shout out to those channels, as well as Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes. I like listening to them later on, because not that they put me to sleep, but it's just soothing. It's just one of those shows where you can kind of like drift off on to sleep, because it's so calming and peaceful, and it's just so monotone that it just really is a peaceful show to watch. She has a lot of different guests on there, and they talk about any and everything from her perspective and other people's perspective. So I really enjoy seeing who she has on next. And the last channel that I like to shout out is the Hori Sheet Show. I said this on my last show. He just covers everything that's going on in Flat Earth openly and honestly. Plus he does a whole host of other things. So shout out to him, and you guys support that channel, because you can really find out a lot of information about other channels that you didn't know existed. He kind of like covers the flat earth, so that's really wonderful. And so, like, yeah, that's it. All I have for shout outs. Oh, Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole, Dearth. He got his channel taken down, so you guys want to subscribe to his channel. There's really they're amping up the attacks on flat earthers and trying to stunt this movement and to hush us. So they're all coming under attack, and we need to support those channels when we get sniped and taken out by the powers that be. We're just gonna come back like a bad disease. So you guys make sure that you support his new channel, which is Dearth, which means Deep Inside the Rabbit Holes. You guys go over there, subscribe, watch and like his videos. He's been posting them consistently to try to get it back up to par. So you guys show him some love, okay? And as soon as he is able to get donations, or you become a patron, that'd be great. Make everybody a patron though. Don't just patronize your favorite channel. When you go on, show love and be like, yo, I come from Dred's channel, or I come from Bro's channel. You want to do that because we want to network with everybody in Flat Earth, so that we're all connected, so nobody can tear us apart, and we know exactly what's going on. So speaking of Flat Earth, I do want to talk about something that's very controversial within the Flat Earth. And Flat Earth Community is one of these channels where we're in preparation, but I think this is a subject we need to address because I saw this happen on a couple of panels now, and I'm not happy about it. I'm not excited about it. But if you avoid something, it becomes the boogeyman, and it doesn't necessarily make it go away. So there is some drama that's going on in Flat Earth. We have a breakdown with Flat Earth a-hole, Mark Sargent, IPS, and this dude named Brian Andrews. I don't know if you guys have heard of this dude. Have you guys heard of this dude?
Brian? No, I ain't never heard of that Brian guy. I heard of everybody else though.
Yeah, so Flat Earth, he travels and he talks to other flat earthers, and I guess he stopped through IPS's on his way through Arizona, because I think that's where he's located. And so like he, sat with the guy. They seemed to have got along and everything was going great. And one of his friends, F.E.A.'s friends, got upset with him, which was math. And so they started like arguing and carrying on. And so now, 2 days ago, Flat Earth A-hole made a video saying that he doesn't support math anymore. He's found him to be disingenuous and blah, blah, blah. And then with IPS, who is it? Brandon actually brought this up, brought it to my attention, saying that this other channel, I can't think of that channel right now. It'll come to me in a second. But he made a whole 3-hour video about IPS and other flat earthers, saying that they were controlled opposition, shills, and all this other crazy mess. And let me tell you why I'm bringing this up, because we talked about this on your channel a little bit, Ambrose's channel, about the movement being torn up from the inside out. And it was actually Vegan Warrior that I think we were having that conversation with. And it seems to be like this is really what's happening, and we've been avoiding talking about this, what's going on with this. And I would like for us to address it, because it has become the big channels against the little channels. And some of these channels are huge. IPS not so much, but F.E.A.'s channel, Flat Earth A-hole, he's got like 20,000 subs or something like that. So does Math, has way more than that, and so do some of these other ones like Globebusters and whatnot. They're actually attacking each other, and the little channels is becoming the little channels against the big channels. And I just like to know you guys' thought on that before you guys get a load of what I think about this guy, Brian Andrews.
Me personally, honestly, I don't really care, because a lot of those guys that you brought up, especially the bigger channels, they talk about the smaller channels, but they never supported none of them. So they can the bigger channels that's fighting amongst each other, they can fight all they want, and they can fall off for all I care. They're in it for themselves, and that's just a matter of fact. I understand that it does kind of shed a bad light on us because they're bigger than us. But it's only gonna last for so long, because what we're doing, we're unifying the people. We're gonna raise up all these small channels to become big channels also. So they're gonna just move out the way. They're gonna fight each other, and they're gonna keep on with the drama while we keep on uniting and building smaller channels up, building our own channels up. And I say that it might be the best, because the more sincere ones are the up and coming, and we're just next in line for the people that actually come to this lane and listen to the realness that we have to bring to the people. So, that's my thoughts.
Yeah, on that subject, Sister Sassy, I would say that it's just like, these are all channels run by males, and it's like male dogs run around with that little pink thing hanging out. Everybody has a territory, and and they think, it's just testosterone. Everybody say, hey, I've been doing this for a long time, and you think you just gonna come in the game and just gonna get credit from me and get built up. And I had to work for this, and that go to ego. The ego comes in, and that's what we gotta fight. We gotta fight that ego. For the small channels, they should want to help them, but instead of helping them, they're gonna say, "No, you got to get it just like I did." And I think that's wrong. And I think that we need to combat that, and the channels that have a little clout now that we all participate in, we need to encourage that and talk to these guys and get them to understand. Hey, listen, we're not trying to threaten you. We're not trying to take your subscribers. We need to put the subscribers together. And we gonna come support your show just like you come support ours. And we gonna bring our people to you just like you bring your people to us. We're not trying to just take your people. And I think that's what they think. Hey, they trying to take our shine. They trying to take our people when that's really not what it's about. And I think that's something we need to work on.
And you gotta remember, it ain't it's just about us taking their people. They think their pockets gonna get a little thinner. You know what I'm saying? They start looking at everybody as competition, and this is not a competition. This is not a marathon race. And no, we're all, if it is, we're all in the same race. And we're all trying to be at the finish line together. It ain't no first, second, and third place here, man. But I think that a lot of times these guys get to a certain status or a certain have a certain subscribe base. They start sending a little bit of money, and they want to get even more money. They get even more money. Just pop out of nowhere, start getting some traction. Like, oh snap! This dude might one day pass me. It shouldn't even be about that. The people that I shout out, honestly, the way I feel about it, I hope they pass me. Like literally, they supposed to be louder than mine. I know I got a loud voice, so I can just imagine how much more powerful they'll become. I really do not. Me personally, I don't care because I'm in it for the truth, for humanity. That's it. So I don't see none of them doing that. I don't. I really don't see them doing that unless they can benefit off the person that they're talking about. And I don't like that. Flat Earth asshole. I mean, he got good content. I respect I respect the work that he did, but I can't get down with a person like that when I heard him out his own mouth mention that there's other flat earthers out there. He might say ODD TV, but when you say other flat earthers, why you're not promoting them then? If you're making it known that there's other flat earthers, and you're making it known that there's other truth tellers, you're not featuring the channel, you're not promoting their channel. I'm not saying that they have to do this, but I'm just saying, man, if you claim that you're here for the truth for the people, actions speak louder than words. To me, your words don't mean nothing. That's just where I'm at with it.
What do you think about that, Flat Earth Jamaican? Did he step away?
No, I'm right here. My fault, y'all. I was helping my son trying to get his summer lessons up.
Oh, that's okay. We're just talking about how it's becoming the big channels versus the little channels, and the little channels out supporting the big channels. The big channels not even they're all fighting each other basically, and not even acknowledging the little channels. So I just wanted to get everybody's opinion on that, because I feel like it's something that we should be aware and discuss and come together on.
Yeah, and I agree. Like I see this issue going on with Matt Pearland and Jay Gibson or whatever, and it's crazy how he said what he's doing. I mean, what he said Matt Pearland, what I'm saying is they did to him, they stabbed him in the back, snitched on him, and all of that, and then try to get him to say that it was all a joke just to infiltrate IPS or whatever. As far as on Matt's side, I'm like, why would you even do that? People gonna look at that, especially the globalists that's trying to stop our movement. They gonna look at that and eat it up. They already try to use the Flat Earth Society disinformation against us, like we actually follow them or listen to anything they have to say. And then on top of that, shout out to brother Brandon. Now, topic he had earlier last week. Now it makes me want to look at IPS. You know what I'm saying? Under with a fine eye now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I think Brandon was
I'm talking
talking
about
about,
everything. His rocket launcher. Go
yeah,
ahead.
he was talking about the Morgul's 3 hour long thing on ripping apart basically the flat earth community. And I found that strange as a Morgul strange as a flat earther doing that. I know that he was probably trying to point out what that topic was that he was discussing, like the shills and things like that. But I think he fell short in conveying that message because I mean, I was bored after like 40 minutes of listening to it. And I think that people are just going to make their own choices about people in the flat earth movement. And it's like I said before, if you any news surrounding flat earth, whether good or positive, coming from the public is what we want. We don't want them not talking about it because it means that we're not having a great enough impact. So any publicity that we can get from it, we should be supporting that and not trying to down another flat earth channel. And I think that he missed the mark on what he was trying to convey because he's trying to paint this guy as an Illuminati shill when he's had the most recent public impact by, spreading the message through ads, in cities, major cities. And I think that hurts us more than it helps us.
I think this is gonna be the biggest battle that the flat Earth has to face. And I think that's we as people are programmed to have opposition and to look for opposition and to drum up opposition and to me it stems from the religious background. You got the Christians versus the Jews versus the Muslims versus the Catholics. And it's just in everything we do. Even when you look at sports, you got teams versus teams. There's always somebody versus somebody. There's always got to be somebody better than somebody. And that's something that I think that I haven't seen anybody beat that yet. And for the flat earth to conquer that would be a hell of an accomplishment. But if that's something I think this is going to be our biggest battle is to quell the fighting within.
I think that what saddens me the most is that we got these two big channels that are fighting don't realize that they absorb a lot of the audience. And while we're talking about unity, watching these two idiots fight. You know what I'm saying? And now it shines a funny light on all of us now, because when you mention Flat Earth a-hole, the community knows exactly who that is. When you talk about Matt, everybody knows exactly who that is. These are some of the guys that's kind of moving up when it comes to the fan base, and yeah, it's gonna make it look like all of us might be like that, which we know ain't the case. We know we're not like that, but we know how people on the outside are looking in. They're gonna assume that, oh, that's what this community is about, and they don't understand how much pull they have right now. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how many eyes they have watching them right now. And me personally, we don't need this, man. We really don't. And honestly, whatever they went through, honestly, I don't even know why they even got videos up about it. Why they just talk to each other behind the scenes about it? Trust me, I learned my lesson from it. Shit, they need to learn it too.
That is that old bull versus young bull mentality. I just put it like that. The old bull walked down, and the young bull. And that's pretty much what you got the big channels, which is the old bull, versus the new channels, which is the young bull. The young bull want to run up and think he know everything. And the old bull get kind of offended by it. And, that's how it shouldn't be, man. We got to do something to get this mentality out of the flat earth community. Now, what we do, whether we need to have like Dred went to the flat earth meeting and everything. We need to get these guys that's in these big channels to meet with these guys. And if we can get everybody in the same place, have face to face conversations, I think that we can change this.
Sorry, I had to unmute my mic. Yeah, I think that is something we should approach these guys with, because if we can get them back on track, that would be great, as well as let them know that, hey, even if they're not intending to do what they're doing as far as knocking off the little channels, then that needs to be brought to their attention. And I think one of the ways we can do that is when they're live streaming or they post a new video, comments on that video, or show up in their live stream and try to talk to them, and talk on their panel and let our voices be heard, because we're aware of what's going on, and us, avoiding it or not addressing it, to me, it seems like it's going to make it fester even more, till there's such a great divide that nobody ain't talking to nobody. You know how it is in a gang. It's just like one gang against the other gang, and nobody can meet in the middle. And before it gets to that point, I mean, it's still fresh enough and young enough that I think if we spoke up, we'll have more respect, and we can try to correct this before it gets into a big slugfest, to where, I mean, it's just going to destroy the movement in the public side. That's what I'm more concerned about, is because it's just spilling over at this point.
Yeah, that's true. And the thing is, I honestly believe that even if we do those things, they ain't gonna do nothing but ignore us. Because you gotta remember, we the little guys to these individuals. If you look at it, I mean, who have they really supported? But nobody but themselves. So even if they see my name, you've been exposed. Hey, yo, I need to chop it. They're gonna ignore me. I'm a little guy to them. I mean, if they see me, if I had 400,000 subscribers, I'm like, yo, I need to chop it up. They'll stop doing what they're doing, just talk to me, because they could benefit from that. You see what I'm saying? It's not. No, I don't want to try to shoot down the game plan, but I've seen this before, and I can honestly say that these individuals, they ain't gonna chop it up with us. They don't. Even when they live stream, they don't even have nobody on the panel with them. They're another one of those types that have a panel, and they only put out what they want to put out, and get the donations and run. That's what they do. The only person that I can honestly say, and I can say this with confidence, and he got more subscribers than all of them, and that's ODD Reality. That brother would jump on a panel if you had 5 subscribers. Out of all of them, I can honestly say he is one of the most laid back and the realest. The realest. When he do not care about subscribers, man. He will support you. He even matter of fact, I'm gonna give him a special shout out because he live streamed me and Brother Sanchez the presentation that Brother Sanchez did together. He was live streaming it on his channel. So
ODD was there in Denver with Flair AO the other day. He was there in Denver and stuff, and Matt was trying to make bad publicity about that. I'm like, dude, see, now I'm starting to look at Matt Caroline as a shield, but I hear what you.
He's a real one, man. That's all I want to say. He a real deal, man. If anything,
yeah, he is.
We should link up with that brother right there. He a real deal.
Can I build on that real quick? Really, what I was trying to tell you guys is pretty much when this panel stops, we can't just stop. You know what I'm saying? We have to be in contact with each other. Have to be making different type of moves because it's balance that has to be put into place. we're waiting for somebody to go live or whatever the case may be when we can do things behind the scenes, which we need to be doing because a lot of the stuff does not need to surface online because there's a lot of people watching and they're watching and they're doing very like very how do you put it like very evil. I just put very evil things in the background. And you thinking that they're supporting you and they're just there watching you the whole time, studying you, studying your whole setup, studying how everything works with you. Because like I said, I used to hack a lot of computers. I used to do a lot of things, so I understand how all that stuff works. So you have to be very careful what you're putting out there. But I really be wanting to connect to everybody versus if it's on the panel or if it's off the panel because I'm here for you guys. I'm not charging. I don't care. I'm not making a YouTube channel. I mean, I'm supporting you guys because you guys are really getting into it. But in reality, we really have to be connecting behind the scenes.
I agree.
Oh yeah, I agree, and I like our discussions that pop up in the back chats and whatnot. I think we do need to do more of that because I'm like, what if my channel does get taken down? How many of my friends actually have my number to say, hey, what's going on? You all right, to get the word out there? We should be building that blueprint from behind the scenes, connecting with each other because we are in a sense, whether you want to acknowledge or claim it, we are leaders to some, and we do have a lot of maturity and ability to come together to actually put things in motion that other people don't, have the time, or they're not the leading type. They rather just support and follow what you're doing and take part in it that way. So we do need to kind of if we're really serious about this movement, we need to put a code of conduct together, a blueprint of a council, that people can vote on and say, hey, this is who we set up to be our voice. They not the voice, they're just voices that we set to speak on our behalf, and we can take everything that we get from the people of the flat earth community. It doesn't have to be set like you the leader, you the boss, and this and that. No, it's a collective effort. That's why Ubuntu Contributionism is so great.
Absolutely right.
I agree with that. But yeah, you made a point. Like there's quite a few individuals that I be talking to like literally for hours. We be brainstorming and there's a couple of gentlemen that what I'm saying, we even research together. Even when we're on Skype. You know what I'm saying? We actually sit down, be on for like 5 or 6 hours just researching together and coming up with a plan B. You know what I'm saying? So that is a good thing. I mean, we have to come together. Like she said, we gotta have something in place. Hold on, I keep getting these notifications. Have something in place, you know what I'm saying, just in case this gets shut down. And that's one of the main reasons why I really wanted to put create my website, because just like Google Hangouts, we can host them there. You know what I'm saying? They got video chat and audio chat and all that craziness. So if they do decide to shut it down, I mean, as of right now, I try to keep a one leg up on the elites, which is very hard to do at times. But I'm at least got something already in place just in case Google Hangouts or YouTube do take a hit. You know what I'm saying? So, but we all need to prepare and be prepared for something like that.
Hey, we need to exchange information. We need to get face to face and leave the cell phones outside the room because we all know they monitor these devices. We all know they listen to these devices. And as long as you got these devices in the room with you, they going to hear what you're saying. Google listens all the time. We know that. We know they
Facts.
listening to
Yep.
us right now. So, like I said, Sister Sassy, you do all the planning, you got all the plans. If we get together if it ain't number 10 of us and we all get assignments and execute, that's the first step. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't want to know what Dread assignment is. I don't want to know what nobody else's assignment is. We get together and we get our individual assignment. So if something happens and they do drop down on us, I can't tell them nothing but what I know.
That's a
You know what
fact.
I'm saying? And that's how it has to be, man. And until we do that, it ain't nothing else gonna change. And that's the only way it's gonna go into action. We got to get into action and plan and start accomplishing small goals.
I hate to bring it up, but there's been a lot of talk about uh, I guess shills or agents and whatever infiltrating the flat Earth community. This is something I think that we need to take very seriously uh, and be careful about the information. You got to cross reference. You know, if you hear something from one channel and it might sound legit or whatever, you need to do your homework, cross reference it with other channels, make sure it checks out in an effort to try and weed out these so-called agents or whatever the case may be. That's one of the reasons, in my opinion, that all this drama is popping off with the larger communities. These communities or these larger channels, one channel can have as many subscribers as two or three smaller channels combined. So, it just makes sense. Everything else has shills and agents in it. Of course, they're going to be in flat Earth. So, these types of things, I think we need to really take a serious look at and start trying to weed these people out. If they start blowing it up at the top of these larger channels, like Dred was saying, that's where the bulk of the people are coming into this movement. They see us acting like fools over there on the large channels. They argue amongst each other. They don't feel like that pretty much, across the board. So
And that's why we got to stay focused and keep doing what we do. Don't even, engage too much into they buffoonery. That's one of the main reasons why I got a small circle now. I mean, the family is large. Y'all already can see that. But about a small circle of people that you can trust, but you got to keep that circle very small. You can't just have anybody and everybody coming into that circle, because as soon as you allow just any and everybody in, that's when things get crazy. That's when you never know. That's when the shields might get in.
very
You
true.
know, we just have to be very careful until at least we get to that ultimate goal, because anything can happen before you reach that goal. If you for real about reaching it, it ain't no like, we're not trying to be funny. We just trying to be damn safe, and we trying to be careful. So just keep it small circle. There's already a few. I only mess with a few. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know who y'all are, and that's it for me. I'm not going out looking for friends. I didn't start no channel to like make friends and all. No, I'm just linking up with like-minded people that's speaking the truth and seeks the truth. That's it. But ultimately, I'm gonna keep the circle very, very tight knit and very, very small.
Absolutely. And I hate to be a pessimist on this topic or whatever, but I'm the type of person, and it is strictly through experience that I've developed this type of sentiment. Is I don't care how I don't care how much I like you, how much we click, how cool we are, how tight we are. I don't put 100% trust in nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because people are fallible. And not only that, but when you put 100% trust in people and they make a mistake, it's like you setting yourself up for failure. Now, that don't mean you should expect for that person to do you wrong or make a mistake on some level, but at the same time, you have to leave a small room for, a small margin for error, because people aren't perfect. So don't just basically what I'm saying is just in general across the board, whether it's flat Earth, in life, personal relationships, don't ever put 100% faith in anybody. You just can't do that.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I respect that one.
I
Yep.
mean, like I said, just to reiterate, that doesn't mean to expect people to mess up or to expect people to do you wrong. But like I said before, it's just human nature when people see that opportunity, and that's whether it's in a movement or just on a personal level. When people see that opening, they tend to run with it. And I think on on a lot of levels, that's kind of what's happening with these channels, where they may have really good intentions in the beginning, and then at some point, they become uh, almost addicted to the popularity and stuff like that. And when you see a little competition, that's just human nature. That's how we're programmed. Everything's a competition. When somebody poses a challenge to you, they become your adversary. And even if they're doing the same thing that you're doing, to a degree, there's still a level of competition, and we can't have that type of stuff in this community. Competition and all that ego needs to go out the window. Period. I don't care who you are. And another thing about these larger channels, again, like I said, and I hate to be on this level because I'm not like that, but bottom line, this is how I see it. Large channel, if they ain't looking out for all people, if they ain't looking out for all flat earthers, they ain't genuine. And that's just the bottom line. You
I
hear about
agree
unity.
1,000%
Yeah.
right there.
I don't care how good their information is, their information can be on point. But just like Bro Sanchez says, then you eat that fish and you spit out them bones and you keep it moving. But just because these larger channels are putting out good information doesn't necessarily mean their intentions are good. If the end goal of the information that they're putting out doesn't encompass the idea of unity, love, and bettering our living conditions and the way that we think and function as human beings, they ain't worth a damn. I'm sorry.
Yeah, true. And that's one thing I like
I
about
agree.
y'all, man. I agree too. And that's one thing I love about y'all, man. I'm gonna say I love that because I sat the other day and we went through our phases of the conversation and I didn't make it personal, but I learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? I learned to look at myself, you know what I'm saying? And I learned to respect others. And that's something that the flat earth community has to do. You have to be able to iron sharpens iron. Or you have to learn how to take compliments. You have to learn how to take people telling you what to do. And the fact that these big channels, well, telling you what's wrong, and the fact that these big channels can't take that, and I don't think they can take that. You know what I'm saying? And that's something we got to get past, man. And we got to be able to respect each other and live together in the community. Because regardless how I feel about something, how you feel about something, it ain't gonna change how I feel about you personally. And and that's what it should be. And these big channels, man, they get on that. In my opinion, they get on that. Oh, I ain't gotta listen to this channel because you little, and I ain't gotta listen to how you feel because you little, and you're not where I'm at because you little.
Yeah, they think you're
And
above
that's
them.
not productive.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly, and that's not productive. And I learned how to listen to constructive criticism, and you got to learn how to listen to positive criticism. If you can't do that, then hey, you don't need to be part of this in no way.
And the bottom line is, like, I still consider the larger channels, at least the ones that I subscribe to or check out on a regular basis, I consider them to be my flat earth family. But at the end of the day, if they're not trying to incorporate and look out for these smaller channels the same way that they look out for their own channel, and like channels that are as large as them, they're not worth my time. Like I said, I might look at their information and see if I can learn something or if it reinforces something I've already learned. But other than that, if they can't get their shit together at the large channels and try to propagate the unity, then that's where we need to evolve as a or as a smaller groups of channels or whatever you want to call it, and take it to the next level and push their asses aside.
I agree because I look at it like this here. And that's why I'm glad, in a way, that's why I'm going to say it again. I appreciate everybody that has been showing their support. And I'll never forget where I started from. I started from 0 subscribers, just like everybody else who started their YouTube channel. And because of the support that I do have from other flat earthers, like Sassy, like Brother Sanchez, like R Reality, and quite a few others, and of course the fans, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And I don't care about 100,000, 200, it doesn't matter. I'm going to always support the smaller channels and make sure I send that traffic to them because they are the ones that's going to help even my voice become louder. It's going to be our voices they're going to hear. You understand? Collectively. We got, what is his name? Eric Dubay. How many small channels have you looked out for? All those subs he got. Don't you know how powerful that will be for him to help raise up others that's trying to put the truth out there too? I mean, come on, man. These people are not looking out for no one but themselves. So you have to ultimately ask, what are their real agendas? Why are they even here?
I,
You
Agreed.
don't want
I,
to spread
I
the
want to build
truth?
on that. I definitely want to build on that because me and
Saquon, just real quick, bro. I
yeah,
just want to
guys.
say I agree with that 100%. I just agree with that 100%. Can't say that enough. My bad. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. So what had happened like with the whole situation with them is a lot of father worshiping going on, especially in New York. I can tell you that from experience. Um, I lived there since I was born. I'm 23 now. I've been there since I left when I was 22 because I realized that it's too much father worship going on over there, and that's what the whole unbalance is. Everybody wants to have the ruler, everybody wants to have power, and that's the problem. You know, I came down to Virginia to like catch myself. I came out here on vacation. I ended up living out here, but I just took that time to like really understand that I had to have balance in between the two, my mother and my father, because I was just getting way too ahead of myself with a lot of stuff that I was doing there, and it wasn't gonna put me in a better position. It was like if I didn't own anything there was no point in me being there. So it's like I see everything that's going on, and I really think it's about father worship. There's not enough mother there, and then there's some people that have too much mother and not enough father, not enough structure. So they end up being either too, soft and not stern enough to stick up for themselves. And that's the main problem because a lot of people don't have their father in their life or they don't have their mother in their life because of certain individuals, certain things. And I can honestly speak from this because I'm 23, and a lot of these young women, they don't even have the father kid in their life, and the kid grows up, with just the mother. And it's to be honest, I mean, you need both, man. You need structure in your life. I mean, she can try to do both, but at the end of the day, she can raise you to her best ability. But you need both. It took two to make one child. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, 100% I agree with that. It does take two,
I
and we
agree, and
need to
that's
let
enough.
men be men and women be women.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that's another, that's another form of this matrix they got us in that caused the disruption in families, and that's one of the reasons why I can't wait till this truth come out, man. Like really, it's already out, but really come out because all that stuff is gonna collapse. People gonna start knowing what living really means. You know what I'm saying? Men gonna have to be men. They're gonna have to take care of their responsibilities. At one point, when you was a man that tried to run out on your family, man, you was frowned upon. That was a no-no. At one point, now it's glorified. Like, how many babies you got? I got about 10 babies, 8 baby mamas, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's because they want to
Like,
break up that
what?
family structure. you know.
But the brother is right, and that's why I think this. Like I said, a lot of times people don't look at it. They just look at it as, oh, they talking about flat Earth. They're 10 foot. Nah, we trying to collapse all these matrices that they put upon us, all of them. So you have to understand how important this is. But yeah, man, I can't wait.
Yeah, man, that
Well,
reminds me. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
oh my bad. Just real quick. Just another thing I wanted to say about this. About these large channels. How they get down or whatever. Like Dred was talking about. Damn, I just lost my train of thought. My bad. But yeah, it's like I kind of take the same approach I did because I came through the ranks of the conscious community, the so-called conscious community, whatever you want to call it, and it got to a point where the information kind of became stagnant, and then boom, all this drama started popping off. So to me, I kind of see the same pattern with the large channels in flat Earth, where they're giving you all this lovely knowledge for like however long, solid, no drama, and then boom, all of a sudden here comes all this drama, and I'm just starting to wonder if, like I said, like how it applied to the conscious community is they draw you in with truth and knowledge, and then at some point because they already got your attention, so to speak, and you buy into what they teach or whatever the case may be, they can kind of pass off things that might not necessarily be, legit, so to speak. This is why I say you need to cross-reference what you learn from one channel to the next, because it's very possible that these larger channels, none in particular, I'm just saying there is a possibility that these larger channels could be run, by opposition. And they did exactly what they intended to do by drawing in 20, 40, 60,000 people interested in flat Earth. They give them some knowledge, and then they start feeding them some bullshit, or they pop off with the drama, and then boom.
Flat Earth, did you have
Yeah,
something to say? Because I'm not sure if I mute your mic, if I'm muting everybody else's.
Yeah, I just agree with what Jerome was saying. Yeah, a lot of the larger channels, they it's like when they do get enough people watching them, they do tend to like throw a wrench in the motor to try to stop everything from running smoothly. And like I said, when I was looking at brothers this morning, brother Flair A-Host this morning, I didn't even watch the whole video because I seen it dread and went live, so I went on and went into his live panel or whatever. But I basically seen how what I'm saying he exposed the Powerland that is trying to expose was trying to expose him, and then I was thinking, and then he even mentioned he was like, are you trying to not just bring me down, but are you trying to bring down our whole movement? Why? I mean, you know what I'm saying? You like throwing all these wild, saying all these wild stuff about me that was spread along our whole movement. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you really a shield? And that's basically what brother Jerome was just saying. I was like, cause when that happens, it really just make you question, like, you must have been the shield this whole time.
Yeah, see, that's
You
the
know?
point I was trying to make. And see, now you have
but
to go
wasn't they
back.
friends though? They was friends in real life though, wasn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
they
that don't
were.
really mean nothing, though. You
Right.
know what I'm
So
saying? Some people
They
get
okay.
blinded like
were,
that.
and
That
he
means
backstabbed them.
yeah, but he admitted that he knew certain things about the individual, still was his friend, didn't tell nobody. That make me second guess the person that's making the exposed video. I'm just being real. You knew all this. This ain't nothing that just magically popped up in your face. If you pay close, I watched the whole video. So at certain points he's going to make statements about certain things he knew, but because they was friends, he didn't say nothing to nobody else about it. So you was okay with it when y'all was friends. If y'all didn't have this falling out, you still would allowed this to go on, knowing this though. So are you really for the people if you doing that? That's my question.
And that's exactly the point that I'm making.
Yeah,
Just like you
and
said,
I
so that
consider
makes
that
you
as
have.
well. Yeah.
So yeah, you got to go back and revisit pretty much everything and try to find out. You know what I'm saying? So it's tricky. That's why I'm just saying, like, we need to be careful, not only about digesting the information they're giving us, but just about getting involved into the so-called beef. Just even talking about it to an extent could even be, an accomplishment for the opposition.
That's true.
Yeah, let's go ahead, sir.
Oh no, I just wanted to say that was true. That's true. I didn't even think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, and like I said, you avoid all that
You be
is with
careful of the fake
individual
beef
means.
too. You got to be
Yeah,
careful of the fake beefs too, because
yeah,
some of them out there doing fake beefs just to get the subs and the
Yeah,
views up.
yeah, the hip hop beef.
yeah, and you sit there and you avoid these shields, like I said, by having these individual meetings, and say if we having a flat Earth meeting and I go and I walk in the room and me and Sassy go and we talk and we go in the room and Sassy say, okay, Jerome, this is your assignment. This is what we need you to do for the flat Earth community. And she tell me, she give me my assignment and I leave, right? And and so then Dre go in and she tell him what his part of the plan is. So he leave. So if anything happens, you kill the shields because even if you tell a shield to give him an assignment, is tell you all you do. Hello?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, we hear you, brother. Go ahead.
Only thing that shield can do is tell you they part of the story. So I mean that's how you kill it. You know, you never let them know what everybody is doing, and you never let your right arm know what your left arm doing.
Right. Compartmentalize the information and the assignments.
Yeah,
This is my concern too. It's like you know what I'm saying now. It's like they this type of triangle between uh, Parallax, and IPS, right? And IPS would been a guest on Brother Sanchez's show. Shout out to Brother Sanchez. Now it's like would that throw a wrench in his little operation or whatever? That'd be like, oh look, Brother Sanchez had him on the show. He must be a shield too and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? They don't understand how they don't understand how one word search is going to reveal another word within that search or around it. You
That's
see
why I'm
what I'm
trying to
saying?
hear the word shield. I'm trying to hear the word shield because at the end of the day, we are a shield for the flat Earth community. So at the end of the day, I'm here. I'll be a shield for y'all. You gotta understand that that shield shit gotta die. It has to go. That word has to either it has to not exist, or we're gonna use shield. We need to use shield in a good way. You know what I'm saying? It has to die with that whole shield thing because I am a shield for you guys. I'm gonna protect you guys no matter what's going on. I'll be y'all shield. You get what I'm saying? I'm a warrior for y'all. So when we use shield, we gotta remove that. If you want to call him something, call him a gift or something. But stop using
Yeah.
shield because shield is just too much. It's too like it's too general. It's like a general statement. Like
Well,
you
it's
can't start using it.
contrived. It's contrived.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody just throw it around. You can say the wrong thing, you'll shell. I'm like, what? That got
Exactly.
nothing to do. It's just retarded to me, man.
It is. It's true. And I said that the other day
It is.
on
I
my
agree.
show. I said, they just using this like they would any word. It's just become so saturated and so convoluted that everybody's a shield. So the word doesn't mean what it used to mean because they've saturated the whole flat earth with everybody's a shield, everybody's a shield. Well, what makes a shield? You know what I'm saying? Only way you're gonna really tell a shield if they reveal it themselves accidentally or on purpose to you. And there's no way that they're going to do that before until it's an important time or until they've destroyed the movement are they going to reveal themselves as a shield. So I say stop it. Roll with who you've always rolled with and include people you know or think you can trust and leave all those who are questionable, leave them be because then they're just there to cause a distraction. They're just there to they're not if they're not producing fruits from their work, then just don't deal with them. But you don't need to do the name calling. To me, I thought we was above name calling.
Same
Definitely
here.
agree with
And
that.
I always say that,
true.
when you got the truth backing you up, you don't have to start calling people names, and you don't have to do that when you got the truth behind you. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when you have the name callers and the people that want to get disrespectful, um, you have to see that they're beaten. They're beating their defeated warrior or defeated person. A lot of them are warriors, but they're defeated people. You know what I'm saying? Or defeated person. And just keep pushing with the truth and let them cry. If you do have a heart, just give them baba. You can give them baba. You don't have to let them starve. Let them hold that L, give them the baba, and keep it trucking.
yeah. Hey, look, I want to come in on that one. Y'all know, Cause today I got calls from bitch niggas. I got calls from fuck niggas.
Oh,
I got calls. Hey, look.
yeah,
Yo, you
wow.
know not to
Hey, look.
even do that with Low. He don't
Hey,
he ain't got no filter
Yeah,
at
boy.
all.
hey,
Low got
look.
low drop
I
Man, that
never
fuse.
nigga go get
disrespected.
him short. He got a cherry bomb fuse, a M80 fuse on him.
Yo, he a real dude though.
Man,
I
I
like
never
low
disrespected.
frequency, man, because he got a lot of passion. But yeah, he just got
I'm
a
gonna tell you
short
about.
fuse,
Yeah,
boy.
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. No
I'm
disrespect
gonna
to the
tell
I
you.
brother,
went on
but
because I
I'm
know
gonna
he.
tell you like this though.
Yeah,
One
I know he
thing,
got
he'll
passion, man.
ride with you though. He'll ride and die for you. Believe
Yeah,
that.
I
yeah,
never disrespected the brother. You know what I'm saying? Because I know he got a lot of passion, and I ain't gonna down talk him, and I still love him. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that was called for, and that was like wow. I'm like, this dude really don't know me, but he doing all this disrespect for no reason. We just having a simple conversation.
Hey,
So
I
I
agree
deal
with
yeah,
with
that.
brothers like
and
that, you know.
and
So
to send a word out to him, I was like, brother, if you're listening, I know you probably in the chat. If somebody has a disagreement with you, man, don't just go fly off the bat with them and just start cussing them out because we in here trying to we here trying to empower, teach, and educate. And we do it when we do that. We're if you do that, you know what I'm saying. People look at us and then be like, see, they can't even disagree without cussing each other, without cussing out somebody. We don't want that. We want everybody to look at us as we're compassionate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I ain't gonna front.
I agree. I agree
Yeah.
with
I,
that.
I mean, I know how Dred get it in. Dred a passionate dude too, but I ain't gonna front. I kind of felt bad for my man. I think it was Jerome. Is that who was catching the heat earlier on Dred's John?
Yeah, yeah.
Was it
Yeah,
Jerome?
but see,
Yeah, cause
when
not.
I was speaking, I always, if you go back and listen to, I spoke in general. I was speaking of the whole
Yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
a
No, I
whole,
know.
not at the brother.
I just kind of felt bad for the brother because I actually like when he was explaining what he was talking about. I actually knew that he was what he was saying was directly coming from the conscious community. You know what I mean? So and I realized and I was like, oh, he's in deep water now. I was like, brother, he his swimmies because he asked out like Prince jeans because they on him like stink on here. Well, I was like, whoa. But yeah, I didn't even realize that was him. But I mean,
He's like that brother just
I'm
hit the
just
bell
saying.
ring. He's like it's like it's like that brother just hit the bell ring. The bell go ding. Textbook
Hey,
jab.
hey, I had no front, yo. I had to step out for a minute, bro. I walked away from my phone, man. I went maybe a sandwich, like, bro, man, on the fifth floor.
God dang.
I mean,
I
I'm from New York, so
I
using
had
all
lost
those
my
slang
train
words
of
and
thought. I
stuff. I
was really
mean,
concerned. Like I was really
Hey, little
concerned.
free, we love you, man. We love you. We just
Oh,
poking
it's all
fun.
love,
it,
man.
it
yeah,
don't
I
it don't
love
be
you,
no
little freak,
disrespect though. It
man.
don't be no disrespect.
We just
Hey,
poking fun.
Be
We
no
just poking
disrespect though.
fun, but you got to tone it down just a
Hey,
tad bit, just a
low
little bit,
freak, my
love, just a little
dude.
bit, just
Low,
tone it down a little bit.
low freak, my dude. But he working on an aneurysm, bro. You gotta slow that roll.
Mm.
All right, low freak was high freak today, man. His frequency was high as hell.
Hell yeah.
All right.
You just
See
hot
the
freak.
difference. The difference between the difference between what Lil Freak do and what Dread do. See, Dread when he talk in general, and he'll curse, but he not cursing at me, and he don't call me names. Now I'm a passionate dude, and as a brother coming from the hood and grew up and being around a whole bunch of brothers, I already know what it is. So that's strong. That don't even bother me. But when you start to
Right.
attack my character and me personally, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole different ball game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you
that's
just
something
curse
we
Yeah,
can
because
see.
you
That's
talk,
something.
I,
that's
Yeah,
a whole different ball game.
I understand,
I,
brother. That's
Right.
I
something
thought
that.
I had anger management issues,
But yeah,
but
to speak on what Jerome's saying, that's something that we attacking each other's character. That's something we don't need at all. I want the passion though. I love the passion. Go in, you know what I'm saying. I embrace that. You know, when you go in there, I embrace it. But like going at an individual, that's something that we don't need. You know what I'm saying? We really don't need it. But if
Right.
you're gonna bring that passion, you want brothers and sisters to be like they listening to that new jam or something, bouncing their head to that. Yeah, yeah, go in. You know, you want to feel you.
Yeah,
I
because they
said,
help build you up. That make you get amped up and motivated.
yeah, I know there's a lot of people say that. They be like, man, Dread, man, I don't know what it is. Boy, you be getting me crunk up. I be ready to go in too. But that's what I love that. You know what I'm saying? I want people to feel me And I want to be able to, lend some of that frequency to them so they can feel it and they can get passionate. Because at the end of the day, man, we gonna need this passion, especially going up against the people that we going up against. So, it is what it is. But I agree with Jerome. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. One thing about Low Freak, he'll think about it. Trust me, he'll hit you up, brother. He'll talk to you, man. That's one thing I can't say about him. If he feel like he wrong, he'll always come back in. He'll apologize. He'll man. I'm gonna tell you, he'll man. He'll apologize to you. He'll squash it with you, brother.
Yo, where the hell's Madonna at, man? Somebody killed
Madonna. I don't know.
Hey, what the hell? Ed missing in action too, man.
Ed working. He got that. He got that new gig or whatever. Them new hours.
The night shift. Yeah, man.
I think I scare Madonna. I don't think he gonna come on because he think I'm attacking him every time I talk to him. He be doing it to me too, though.
Madonna attacks himself when he talks.
Exactly. I swear, as soon as he open his mouth, he got like 8 lumps on his head. He done whooped his own ass.
As soon as he opened his mouth, I smell doo-doo through my phone.
Oh my God.
Don't do that.
I don't know what's worse, the doo-doo breath through the phone or his Sprint service. That boy sound like he swallowed a robot, yo.
You tripping, man. Madonna got connections with now, so you better chill out.
He be done sent you on one of them damn rockets they got going up.
Send a probe at your ass.
You don't send a probe at the ass. Hey, don't say probe.
Don't want no probe, man.
You just made me squirm, bro. You couldn't get a BB in my ass, Chief.
You don't want Madonna to send no probe at you.
Hell to no.
That boy connected.
Hey, I'll do a Martin, boy. As soon as he look at me, I just smear doo all over myself. Don't even look at me.
Yo, Dreb, I'm looking at my my stream, right? And it shows the same like circular thing or whatever going round and round, but they say the stream is okay. If I refresh that, it's gonna start over again.
Refresh what, your YouTube?
If I refresh my live screen, my live stream.
No, that's not gonna it's not gonna mess with it.
Okay, so
it'll just pop right back up.
Okay.
It won't cut off. No, it won't cut off.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. That's what I'm
it's not loading. It's not loading on my screen.
I was in the chat.
Huh? Is it and it was bad?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was in the chat. It be low for a little bit. It's probably the internet. They just probably need to close their thing and open
it's probably
it again.
buffering.
Yeah, it's just buffering.
Yeah,
but it ain't. It's not. It's not buffering on my end though.
It probably is just me.
It just might be on. Yeah, it's probably just on Sassy's end because everything else is flowing smoothly according to her. So it's probably just on her, on her end. But the connection's good. If the signal's good, she should be legit.
Yeah. What I'm gonna say? You use an open broadcaster, right?
Yeah. It just.
Okay. Yeah. Long as your open broadcaster is still streaming, you can do whatever you want with the tabs.
Oh, okay.
As long as that's still running, you good to go. It ain't gonna mess with it. Yeah, because you still live on my stream too. I'm watching the live stream too.
Okay, so y'all stuff is popping up, right, from the Google Hangouts?
Yeah. I mean, I see everything. I can see the Google Hangout. I can see
okay.
refreshing your screen. I can see everything.
It's just not acting up. Yeah, it's just acting up on my side then. Yeah.
See, as soon as we start talking about Madonna, he put in that plug with.
I told y'all.
Oh, shoot. I want him to come on though. He stay on his stuff though. He don't deviate. He don't let you change his mind. I mean, he's really a tough nut to crack, just like Brenda. Like they just on a script and they ain't gonna deviate for nothing. I mean,
That's a sign of dead.
Do I sound like a robot again?
That's a sign of dead brain cells.
No, you sound good.
They trolling me. They trolling me in the chat. Telling me I sound robotic.
Yeah, I feel you. Like one of my friends
keeps.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Sorry, what's going on? What's up?
What's up, Brian?
I'm just saying, I feel you guys struggle, man. Like my friends keep posting up Neil deGrasse Tyson's new book, and I'm just like, man, dude, like they just don't get it.
They still post. They still what Neil deGrasse? Why is they even promoting this man?
I don't know.
And, his book is poetic, supposedly.
As soon as that dude said pear, nobody should have took this dude seriously.
I agree.
But you know what's funny? That they listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson and Bill Nye the Science Guy and Michio Kaku, Brian Cox, and that other nerd with the glasses. Um, right? But when I say when I say that they all kind of did some type of observation and agree that Earth is the center of the universe and everything in the universe is centering around Earth or whatever on the Science Channel. Then they claim, oh no, no, we know that Earth ain't the center of the universe. That channel, the Science Channel, was garbage. He said that wasn't peer reviewed by science. I said that's funny because all of peers agreed with him. All his science buddies agreed with him. You know how like they can come out and agree that the Earth is pear shaped, which y'all get it. I mean, and y'all believe it or whatever. But they come out and say that the Earth is the center of the universe, or which is how is it even possible if it's only a speck of dust in the freaking cosmos? A big responsibility on the speck of dust, right? So, but how in the world they call that garbage, but yeah, believe the other thing. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why they want to call it that garbage because they know that we know that the Earth is the center of the universe. But since their observation basically agrees with our flat Earth logic, now it's all garbage. Now, like y'all just choose to be ignorant. I don't even know why I'm wasting my time letting y'all pick my brain.
Did y'all know that Neil deGrasse Tyson is trying to create a video game? Y'all heard about that?
No, I hadn't heard that. What
It's
kind of
called
video?
Space. It's called Space Odyssey. He started a Kickstarter, and he's begging for $314,159 to make this game.
And them retards will give it to him too.
As of right now, he has raised over $178,000.
Yeah,
And then he'll make millions off the game. That's some sad.
Yeah, but they keep. Y'all flat earthers trying to make money off this, huh?
Hey, Dre.
Hey,
Dre, that's your department.
You know, my next video is going to expose this, right?
Hey, Dre, this your department. You can make it for him. Just be like, yo, Tyson, I can make this game. I can make this game for you. Just come out and say that you know that the world is flat. Look, just come out and say that you know the world is flat. I make this game for you for free.
And look, I won't even do that. I can make it look more real than Nelson. But he's begging for money. But I thought flat earthers was begging for money.
Well, it's funny, Dreads, that even if you make a layout of your video game, you always have to start out on a graph flat layout.
Hey, I'm gonna expose the breaks off there. I'm gonna send y'all the link right here.
I play a lot of games, and I didn't create a game.
You know, my audio gonna match my visuals. I ain't gonna just tell it to the people. Go, that's the link right there. Show y'all I ain't joking.
Man, I need to get it on my computer. This phone. I'm stuck on the damn phone screen. I can't see nothing.
I mean, what's even more of an apparent observation is that Pythagoras, he was like the first, occult mystic, and he basically went to all the ancient schools and learned all the, science of the world, and he came back and basically taught a bunch of Gnostic, existentialism, and he literally just stole everyone's shit and just made some shit up, and then he specified that the Earth's a sphere. But he even knew, because he was a Freemason, he's like the first Freemason, these are all a bunch of Masons. They knew that it was a flat, but they were trying to literally transcend with the heavens. It's just like some ancient religion horse shit, to be honest.
This is sad. He's
Uh,
Weren't
thinking
Troll,
weren't
for
all those
you
so-called
have to. You have to
original
study.
globalists a part of the Masons?
space odyssey. What the? You said Sassy.
Yeah, I'm trying to play it now.
Look how much he. Look how much they donated. Look how many people is seriously this
Sassy, can you share the screen? Because I'm having trouble pulling it up.
And so I can
Um,
see it on the YouTube channel. Just go to the YouTube live stream. You'll see it.
Yeah, I'm on my phone, so I can't even see that. I'm just
Yeah,
trying to.
That's what I'm talking about.
every
I
time
feel
I try to
left
click
out.
on the link while I'm on the call, I always get knocked off or something. I wasn't trying to be disconnected.
it might play on mine. It's
Hey,
acting up already though.
the game that he's trying to make is just oh my goodness. They're literally trying to
But
brainwash this globe.
how did we get here?
Oh, God.
We're
You're
thinking of
here.
releasing a game.
They're pushing this globe agenda. Not
Globe, then my eyes are globe. I ain't no damn
they just
glove,
started
so.
pushing that agenda, man, to the gaming community now. You gotta get all the gamers now, because they know the majority of the youth play video games. A lot of the younger kids play video games. You know,
Where's it going?
and we're gonna
They're
indoctrinate
using the
them.
religion tactic. They pushing. They're trying to shove their religion down people's throats.
These are
That's how
questions.
Oh, they don't gotta do that no more. They
Restless
don't gotta do that no more. They got that
fingers.
VR to put on your
But
face to put
but
to
you know
get
what,
sensitive.
Dre? But the ball is still in our court because as long as we have your daughter reaching the children, they can come out with all the BS they want to. Your daughter's gonna wake up her friends and who knows that her friends might start their own flat earth channel and then they really gonna be in the corner trying to cry out like Garfield.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, okay.
Did y'all hear me?
Hola.
Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah, I heard you, bro.
It
Oh, okay.
is. It's very inspiring what he's doing and that she's doing with him. That just shows you what type of person he is and the character that he has and what he's instilling in the next generation. It gives you hope. It gives so many people hope.
Yeah, you gotta study something to control it. I've been saying it for a while.
Bro, let's not all talk
I
at
know I ain't
once.
gonna pay $60 for that video game when it come out. I'd rather pay $60 on the new God of War coming out or the new Red Dead Redemption 2 coming out.
Or build
Hey,
your
hey,
garden like I
no.
told you to.
That's I'm glad. Listen, real quick. Just see, that's one of the things that we need to get away from in society. All these games,
Mhm.
sports, all this
Mhm.
people fill their brains with senseless statistics. Just imagine if you filled your brain with all the stuff that Sassy's talking about, like how to grow your garden and how to, steer clear of all this bad stuff that's in your food. But people waste too much energy on bull BS that's a part of the indoctrination in the first place to get you off your square. It's like people spend too much time in the television. I mean, it's even to the point where even in the so-called conscious communities, whether that's the conscious community that we know of and come from, or the consciousness that we experience in flat earth, too many people are caught up in this bull that has absolutely nothing to do with a natural existence. That's where our problem is. We need to get away from all this unnatural indoctrination, basically, because the more they push that synthetic existence on you, the more you depend on that synthetic existence. And we need to get away from that crap, whether it's television, sports, even on the internet, looking at YouTube videos. Some of us do that too damn much.
Right.
That is true.
It's true. Instead of just going, taking on experiences and doing your own experiments and figuring out if it's true or not.
Yeah, we need to get out and experience nature, walk around barefoot, the way that your feet's supposed to feel that earth grounds yourself. You know, these are the things we need to be doing. Not worrying about no damn video games. Not only that, when you play the video game, then all the low frequency magnetism coming from the television is messing you up. It's it's a double edged
That's
sword.
true.
So yeah, so we
I
need to
stand in the I
leave all that
stand.
stuff alone.
Yeah, I mean, I stand on the ground barefoot, looking at the sun, for getting that, feeding that energy. Well, getting fed the
There
energy
you go. And
in the soul.
one of the most important things about the sun, just like it it gives those fruits and vegetables that you eat, it gives it that electrical energy, as it grows or whatever, and then you consume it. Just like, when you pick fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, you're supposed to eat them ASAP. The longer they sit around, the more life they lose. So when you go outside, your body is made of the same elements. Even though you're more complex of a machine, you still function the same way. You still feed off of those photons that the sun produces. Your body interacts with that, and it's necessary to be grounded. If your feet are not bare on dry soil, you're not getting that benefit of the sun in its proper context. You may get some benefit possibly, but if you're not grounded, it's just like any other electrical circuit that you have in your house or your car or your phone. If that negative terminal is not grounded, you're not completing the
Yeah,
circuit.
yeah.
So
You gotta
it's
think of
very
how our
important.
ancestors walked around barefooted and lived off the land. They didn't have
Well,
all
yeah,
that
but this
technology to eat and survive like we do.
right,
Yep,
but they
that's
were still
true.
connected. They were naturally connected, and that's one of the things that
Hmm.
society does today. They got you in a concrete jungle. You can't ground to the earth when you're on concrete. You walk around in rubber-soled shoes. You can't ground to the earth in rubber-soled shoes. You got on shoes probably 16, 17 hours out the day.
Hmm.
You on concrete virtually every day of every hour of your waking day. Most people don't ever touch grass or see a damn tree. So, nature is very important. You need to be in tune with nature. When you get in tune with nature and your health is on point, your nutrition is up to par, your body has the building blocks it needs to function at a superior level, or at least at an acceptable level, because believe it or not, a lot of people's bodies don't operate at an acceptable level. That's when you get all the, issues or whatever. So it's very important, very important.
Because throughout our
Yeah,
lives, our bodies have been unbalanced.
think of just think about nature. Your feet. Your feet is where you expose a lot of where you get rid of a lot of toxins out of your body. So I mean, it's
Yes.
that if you want to get rid of toxins, you just put an onion in your socks and wear some. They put onions under your feet, and it sucks out the toxins out of your body overnight. So when you walk barefoot, just think about
Well,
that grass. It sucks a lot of toxins out of your body also.
stop, brother. Listen, real quick. I just want to clarify something. The onion works because the property in the onion draws out impurities. That's why they tell you never wrap your onions in aluminum foil, because that onion will actually absorb the aluminum and then you ingest it. So just because you walk outside
Ah,
doesn't
okay.
necessarily mean that your body is purging impurities through the feet. The feet just happen to be one of those points in the body where the cycle basically completes. So everything that's in you, it runs down to the feet.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
According
just like
to
if you ever have a
I gotta
cold,
write
you rub some
that.
it's just like if you ever have, I do this with my children. When you have a cold, when they have a real bad cough or a cold, we rub Vicks on their feet
uh-huh.
and put socks on their feet, and the Vicks will pull the cold out through their feet. Like how they say in the wintertime, if you keep your ears if you keep your ears and your feet covered, you will stay warm no matter where. If you
Right.
have no matter whatever else body of your else part of your body is not covered, as long as you keep your feet covered and your
The ears.
covered, you'll stay warm because that's where
Warmer.
majority
It,
of your cause cause you gotta think your ear is an exit and an entrance, and if you leave it exposed, you let that air come in there, it's gonna it's gonna hit your brain, and then your brain is gonna tell you the rest of your body that you're freezing.
Well, the air is not going to
basically.
literally go into the ear canal and touch the brain. It don't work that way. But
No, I was making
basically,
a
nah, I'm
I
just
was
saying.
making a reference. Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying it's making a reference. You know what I'm saying? That it eventually is going to enter your ear, but by your ears being cold, since it is connected to your brain, it's gonna, the mind work in mysterious ways, basically. But
Right.
yeah, yeah, man, you keep your head or your ears along with your feet, and that's but at the same token, you can still use that as help you cause since you know that that things can release from your body through your feet, you can also gain things into your body through your feet. Like
Well,
as we were discussing, as far as standing on the concrete barefooted, I mean standing in the soul barefooted.
right. Well, you can your skin is your largest organ, so any skin on your body is capable of absorption. So you can absorb anything through any part of your body, basically. But just another point that I wanted to make real quick is one of the importance of walking barefoot also stimulates the foot. Get a lot of these acupuncture charts, excuse me, and things of that nature with the, I guess, Ayurvedic medicine and Eastern medicine. You see that the foot actually has several points. Like, for instance, I don't know the exact locations. I'm not that good with it, but if you have like a headache or something, you can massage a certain part of your foot, and it'll actually address the headache. If you have a stomach problem, a certain part of the foot, like there are different parts of the foot that will actually stimulate different parts of the body. This is one of the reasons why just a general massage is good for the body, period. But the feet are one of the best places you can massage. And just a heads up for the fellas, this is why the ladies love the foot massage so good. So, if you get in good with the ladies, you can give them a foot massage and make it do what it do.
Sassy quiet on that one.
Oh no, no.
She like, yes, child, yes.
I was trying
Wow.
to see what Anonymous was doing or whatever. Trying to he said he got an update or whatever, so I was trying to figure out how to add him, and I can't figure it out. I sent him a link to, well, I add him to the conversation, but it don't look like he's able to get it or something. I don't know.
Are you inviting him through his email or screen name or whatever?
With his email, yeah.
Yeah, well, you did your part. Now, what he got to do is accept. Cause when yours came in, I had to accept it before I was able to see it. So now he accepted, and he should be able to see the whole conversation. He can just scroll up to the Hangout where you posted it earlier.
Okay, yeah.
Join the panel, correct?
I'll send him one through email. No big deal.
Yeah, then he'll get it. He'll
Okay.
get it, and then he'll accept it, and yeah, he'll accept it, and then he just scroll up to the Hangout you posted earlier.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think that's the safest way. That's what everybody should do to keep the troll,
Right.
to keep the opposition from attacking us
Mhm.
or whatever. Brother Sanchez and Brother Dredd. I see Dredd left too, didn't he? Yeah, but I think that's what they should always do. Google chat,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, and let people who want to join the panel that way.
Yeah.
I think it's
Now,
safer.
what about
But
this
I,
eclipse?
Hey, P, I just want to say this right quick. I'm finna get to panel and next we can discuss more flatter, but I'm finna enjoy time on sleeping. I'll let y'all.
Take care, brother.
Okay, my
Okay.
brother.
Take care. Thanks for stopping
all right, my
through.
brother, much love. Flat power.
No problem.
Flat power, that ass, no doubt.
Flat
Yo,
power. No
Flat
flat
power.
what's
power.
good? What's good with this eclipse that's supposed to be popping off on what they say like the 21st or something?
Yeah, I heard that too.
I've got lunar or
When it's gonna
solar.
be at?
It's the solar eclipse,
Yep.
from what I understand. But
Oh
the
man.
thing that the thing that trips me out, and I just saw a video about this not too long ago too. But the thing that trips me out is how how is it possible for sun is casting a shadow of the moon on the Earth? Correct. That's what the solar eclipse is.
It's a shadow of the Earth. Yeah.
No, it's the shadow of the moon.
Of the Earth on the moon.
No, a solar eclipse is when the moon moves between the Earth and the sun.
Um, let me see. I got my almanac
A,
so I can
so-
look it up.
yeah, solar eclipse is when the moon passes in front of the sun, so the moon is between the Earth and the sun. That's what
Mm-hmm.
creates a solar eclipse, right?
That's what
Okay.
heliocentral states. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, but
yeah,
that's a classic eclipse from what they tell us. Now, the thing that kind of boggles my mind is how on Earth. Now, I can admit I don't know the diameter of the moon. Now, maybe I should, but I don't.
August
But
7th
one thing
is
I
the
do
next
know,
one.
one
Well,
thing
it
I
says about 2,600 miles in circumference, so half of that would be the diameter. So I
look.
guess
Okay,
about
boom, boom.
1,300.
Okay, boom. We'll say 2,600 diameters, right? That's I mean 2,600 miles. Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what it said about the circumference. Yeah, so the
Okay.
diameter is having a circumference of say let's just go with 1,300, I guess.
It don't even look,
miles.
we can just look, we can just make up a number and say that it's 20 miles across. We know it's much bigger than that, but just for the sake of argument, we'll say that the moon is 20
Hmm.
miles across, which we know is untrue. But how can something
Okay.
quote unquote 20 miles across cast a shadow that's only a mile wide? Because that's what they tell you, that basically they mapped out this the path that the moon's shadow is going to travel across America. And they say it's going to be a mile wide and it's going to travel across America from Cali basically to the East Coast. How does something that we obviously know is much larger than 20 miles in circumference, we know it's 2,600 miles or whatever the case may be, how is it possible for something that large to cast a shadow that's only a mile wide?
It shouldn't.
That
The
makes no
shadow
sense.
is usually bigger than the object is that's casting it, right?
Exactly. It's
So if it's
impossible.
2,600 miles, that shadow should be that shadow should be a good 4,000 miles wide.
Yo, at
It
least so. Yeah, so how is that shadow only a mile wide? Like, yo, that's some hot doo doo. That's it
Or,
just boggles my, and people
or
eat this stuff up.
even the fact that it's going across America and not across the Earth indicates that it is more local than, let's say, in the center.
Right. Exactly. That's a problem in itself
mm-hmm.
that you pointed that out. That's exactly the problem in itself. All of
and
America should be blacked
and
out.
you know what's funny because shout out to brother that is impossible at the Impossible Channel. 2 weeks ago he was a globalist. Now even though he was very unbiased because he was posting videos from flat earthers or people who really don't buy the whole globe thing. And in one of his videos he was like, now just because I share flat earth videos that doesn't mean that I'm a flat earth because I do believe there is a curvature or whatever. Now, this past couple of days, he's been sharing videos, be like, hey, now I believe NASA has been lying to us. How is the moon and the sun out at the same time? How is this happening? How is this happening? Why isn't there any curvature in this video at 100,000 feet? You see what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
he's definitely in a growth mode because I've watched some of his content and he was never ever remotely close to being on board with flat Earth, and now it
Mm-hmm.
pretty much seems like he's a flat earther for the most part. So I
At
agree with
least
that.
he's at least on the middle of the fence.
Yeah, he's in transformation. Absolutely. Because
Mm-hmm.
once you get to the point where the guy that does the That's Impossible channel gets, once you get to the point where you start questioning that type of stuff and you feel comfortable enough posting it and posing those questions to the public, you're basically a flat earther. It's only a matter of time because the more that you get into it and the more that you learn, it's gonna push you the flat Earth side. It's just the only way that it can happen. So he's definitely in a good
Mm-hmm.
place for somebody that has a channel.
But that's another thing we gotta look at too. I mean, just for them just being a flat earther doesn't mean that they're gonna take that knowledge and actually do something with it. So we have to also think about that as well.
Yeah,
I
yeah, even though he's
hey, real
waking up,
quick.
I still have my doubts with him about him for the simple fact it's just how
Yeah,
his
he's got some stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
he got some things that's making me questioning his agenda. Like, are you just
yeah.
trying to, you know, hop on a bandwagon to do whatever your agenda may be? Because for the simple fact, I was listening to some of this thing. He was like, I've never seen this before. The sun out with the moon. I was like, either you just blindly or you never look up at the sky. But I know that you look up at the sky because a lot of your videos you talk about look what HARP is doing in the skies. Look at the chemtrails in the sky. So I know you look in the sky like every dang on day. So I'm like, how you don't notice that the moon out with the sun and it happens all year round?
See,
And then when he read that document from 1988 or 1984, um, about NASA, being over using a model over a stationary non-rotating Earth or something, his reaction was like, his reaction, what I'm saying, it seemed kind of not so genuine. He was like, "Whoa, NASA talking about flat Earth." It's just that, like, it's good that he's pushing that he's questioning, what I'm saying, the truth. But at the same time, I'm showing a lot of skepticism on his channel. I mean, he has good content, but at the same time, I'm showing skepticism with where he's going with what he's learning and what he's finding out per se.
just to add to that real quick, just to make a point. That's kind of like the point that I was making earlier. Excuse me, where you have to be, and it's the responsibility of the person that's seeking the truth to cross-reference what they learn in order to make sure that it's as legit as it is or it could possibly be. That is their responsibility, and we all have to actually embrace that responsibility to make sure that when you come across channels such as that, you can actually decipher what you might think is inaccurate or what might be a flat out falsity. So you got to kind of take every channel with a grain of salt,
Yeah.
and and really sift through the information. And like I said, cross reference, because at some level, maybe not all things, but at some level, the information that we all learn from any channel off of YouTube or anywhere for that matter, to an extent, it can be cross-referenced to be checked for viability or accuracy, I should say. So that's definitely our responsibility, and that will help what we might think are you know, not legitimate channels or legitimate people that are running
Hey,
channels.
now let me mute your mic, brother, for a little bit. Thank you, sir.
You just noticed the book I'm putting up called Gabriel Herboot, whose book specifies how the breath, as well as the celestial bodies of the sun, needs to, like the respiratory system, there's a lot of proof that we live here.
Well, wait. Run that back again. I didn't make the connection with the respiratory
I didn't
system,
need.
and we live here.
Well, basically, Gabriel Herbrient, specifying that the seasons and your cosmic breath can only exist if it's right here decreased or intensified as a cold breath causing the sun to rise. So he's just kind of going over how the cosmic breath is a clear indication that we live in a atmospheric, saying, unrelative world, that the seasons fluctuate so drastically that
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that would make sense if you look at the Earth as being an actual living entity, and there is a rhythm, a circadian rhythm, and other natural rhythms, the tides, which I 100% believe are impossible to be controlled by the moon. I think that's some hot garbage. So to me, the tides are a function of the Earth actually breathing, inhaling, and exhaling. Some people might find that far-fetched or hard to believe, but this planet,
Mm-hmm. No,
or whatever
I
you want to
agree.
call it, this plane is a living physical being. It's not a human
Mm-hmm.
being like we are, but it is actually a living, breathing, functioning, sentient thing.
Yeah, it is. And I seen that experiment cause tides can happen without the moon even being present or out. And I seen an experiment that has been repeated a couple of times afterwards. That they use sea salt and electricity and some more stuff, and it made the water ripple in whatever the bowl or the aquarium they were using. And that right there totally debunked the moon tide causing the moon gravity causing tides. That totally debunked that. Now, of course, we're gonna have a bunch of
But
heliocentric enthusiasts come with a type of rebuttal or whatever, because I know they ain't gonna go out there and try to uh, do
debunk
the
the
experiment
research.
themselves, and if so, they'll probably falsify it. They probably falsify it and then post it. Do a bunch of camera edits and post it like they debunked it.
Bottom line is bull, because if I know you know that, but the bottom line is the moon doesn't affect the so-called tide of large lakes. So if it can affect a large body of water like the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, et cetera, how come it doesn't affect that lake? So that's bull. If it was the moon, that damn lake would be responding to it as well. So they can get whatever, go kick
And
rocks.
then it makes you wonder how in the world the moon's gravity, how in the world the moon's gravity is strong enough to overcome Earth's gravity that holds the oceans on the globe
That's because it's
to make
hot
it rise up
garbage.
uh, a
From
hundred
what
feet in
they
the air.
from what they tell us, gravity is a force that makes large, massive objects attract other objects to it. So how come the moon is just chilling? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
really? Nah, come
yeah.
on.
That's why I don't really get into all of that, because I gotta remember that before I came here, the moon and the sun was here. You feel me? And I'm not trying to get into speculation. I want to make the world better as of a whole. So I mean, yeah, I hear it, but it's like at the same time, really, I mean, it's something in the sky that we probably can't physically, you know what I'm saying? And if we can, then we need to be go physically touch it together, all as one.
We ain't touching it, bro. Just forget about that. It ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen unless you figure out a way to get through them so-called Van Allen belts. It ain't gonna happen, bro.
Exactly. I just don't
But
think
that's
there
what I'm
is any
saying.
space. I just think there's a dome up there, That's one thing about flat earth. Um we agree that the earth is flat with the exception of hills, mountains, valleys and ranges and things like that, but we don't all agree about the firmament, if there's a dome or not a dome. We don't even agree on what to call it, basically, but we do agree that the heavens, you know, run on a cyclical cycle. We agree that there's an ice wall and that there probably is more land. But as far as the celestial bodies and whatnot, that's still open for debate. I mean, I think somebody posted the other day that video about something hitting the moon or something like that, a balloon or something. Somebody was saying.
Well, there was a video. I'm not sure who posted it. But what it was somebody sent up a high altitude balloon, and I watched it. I mean, it literally like the camera when you're watching it, it literally looks like the sun is coming at the camera, and it looks like it's like, I don't know. It literally looks like it's like 10 feet away. Obviously, it's not that close, but that's how close it looks to the camera. Like the dude literally almost crashed his balloon into the sun. That's what it looked like.
Wow.
So, and for them to believe that that thing is 93 million miles away, and then when you actually look at the size of the Earth in comparison to the size of the sun, half of this so-called globe should be lit at all times,
Mm-hmm.
and you should never see crepuscular rays, because that sun is supposedly so big and so far away. Every single ray of light that comes off of that sun should be parallel. I don't care how much atmosphere you got. I don't care how many clouds you got. It ain't going to bend those light rays into a fashion that you can triangulate a location on the sun. It just ain't going to happen.
Yep.
And to add on to what you were saying, Dre, you know what? I believe that needs to happen. That should have happened. The balloon should have crashed into the sun, cause there would be no irrefutable proof. When you see the sun coming at the balloon, it just pop. And like, so what you saying? Did that balloon travel 93 million miles out in space and pops? How were we still able to get the feed from that far away? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Matter of fact, how was he even able to recover the footage? They put it on YouTube. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it would be so many questions
So
they
how about we
cannot
do
refute.
this? How about we put a balloon in the air and we tie something to it so we can measure how far it is with the wire itself, or a measuring tool itself, with the camera in the sky.
You would need some sort of altimeter on the camera, and I don't know if people got pockets like that. I don't even know if they make something that small where they might have it, but I don't. That would actually be a really good experiment if somebody could literally get.
Attach a
Uh,
laser to the top of it.
well, there's got to be some way, because when these people send up these high altitude balloons or whatever, unless they're rated, and they just go up so high and that's it. But other than that, they got to have some sort of way to measure the distance, because all of these high altitude balloon footage, they always have data that tells the altitude, so they must have some kind of altimeter, I would imagine.
I'm starting to think that the moon maybe maybe is under 200,000 feet above us. To be honest with you,
Hmm.
because because just look how close. I mean, we already know it's close over the horizon and over the land or whatever. But just like you said, just look how close it is every time the balloons go up. It looked like it looked like it's probably not even 50 miles away from the camera.
Well,
I never looked through a telescope. This is the most
it's
craziest thing I need to do.
it's got to be just from the heat that we feel on the surface of the plane. I would have to say, even though it seems like it might be within 50 miles, that's probably not. Probably
Yeah.
disintegrate, like literally incinerate that balloon and the camera, I would imagine. But on the flip side, to kind of interject a different take on it, if you look into this patent that NASA has for this artificial sun, and there's a lot of talk on the internet or YouTube, whatever you want to call it, about how they're using this artificial sun with the chemtrails to create some type of lensing effects. So for all we know,
Oh, the
Simulator.
simulator.
You're talking
You
about
talking about the
simulator?
simulator?
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So for all we know, I mean, it's just a thought. But for all we know, we could be looking at an artificial sun. We're not even looking at the real deal. I mean,
It's a
it's a
fault.
thought. I'm just saying.
We
We
don't
don't
know
really
the
know the
extent
extent
of
of
their
their
cloaking
cloaking
technology.
technology.
You
You
know,
know,
like I
like
said,
I said, it's a
it's a
little
little
off
off
the
the beaten
beaten
path,
path,
but
but
it's
it's
something
something
that
that
I
I
think
think
could
could
be
be
looked
looked
into
into
and
and
considered
considered
as
as
far
far
as
as
artificial
artificial
sun,
sun,
because
because
these
these
people
people
literally
literally
got a
got a
patent
patent
for
for
artificial
artificial
sun.
sun.
Now, for
Now,
them to
for
have
them
a
to have a
patent for an
patent for an
artificial
artificial
sun
sun
tells me
tells
they're
me
either
they're
trying
either
to
trying to
hide the
hide
real
the real
sun
sun,
or
or
they
they
trying
trying
to
to
melt
melt
shit.
shit real quick.
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt, but
Okay, so with that balloon,
can we hold real quick? Anonymous wants to say something real quick, so he's been trying to get on for a minute. So can we let him talk real quick so we can find out what he wants or what he
No
has to
doubt.
share? I'm sorry.
Hello, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. The floor is yours. Go ahead.
All right, real quick on the updates to jurisdiction. Lickety Split, who is a member of IPS's French crew, he's got a 24/7 live stream on trust law. And from my understanding, this is the way to get our birth certificates out of their system. Now, in a week's time, I'll be on a fast connection. I'm going to download all of his information and try and compile it into something that everyone can read and have a format to where everyone can apply this and start moving onto flat Earth. And the second thing I'd like to say is I've contacted David Williams, who already has his own society outside the jurisdiction, but still in the United States. His house is a consulate. He's contacted me back, and I'm going to call him tomorrow morning and see what I can figure out as a way of setting up a formal society that's recognized on the international stage like he has.
Man, that's awesome. That is some good research, and that's great that guy is doing that. I mean, I didn't even know about that, so I appreciate you bringing that to us. So how does that work? Like, is it just like a like when we have embassies in other countries?
Yes, exactly. He has a diplomatic passport, so he's not within the jurisdiction, but he's physically still within the geography of the United States. And so his society is still here, but they're not of the United States. So yeah, when you walk into his house, you're walking into foreign territory.
Wow, that's crazy, but
Can I,
good at the same time.
That is awesome.
That's awesome right there,
can
man.
I touch on this real quick?
Yeah.
And I hate to be devil's advocate or whatever you want to call it, or have the pessimistic view, but I always look at the possible downside to anything, especially something like this. Not that I have a problem with it, but the I guess I want to say pitfall that I see with this concept. It's a good concept, don't get me wrong. From everything that I've learned over the past 4 and 5 years, or whatever the case may be, of looking into all this stuff that these people are doing to us, what makes anybody think for a minute that because you gain some sort of control over a piece of paper that these people are holding over your head, that's going to gain your sovereignty? At the end of the day, if these people that run the show, they feel like too many people are on board trying to quote unquote free themselves, do you actually think that they're going to honor that piece of paper that says that you were separate and apart from this country or this territory? If it was really to get to that point, like I said, I think the concept and the idea is great and wonderful that we can do things like that, but is this something that we realistically think that these people are going to honor after everything that they've done to us and continue to do to us?
Well, brother, you got to try.
Yeah, there's a lot of people living
Yep,
in the
that's right.
right now.
Touche. I can buy that. I can buy that. I just wanted to make that point. That's all.
It sounds something well worth looking into.
Because like I said, out here, they have a lot of people living in the woods in Virginia. For me, it's a lot of people just living in the woods.
Just on the flip side, though, I know of a handful of people that tried going the sovereignty route, and maybe it had a different outcome because, the people that they are, not to say that they're bad people, but, some people get treated differently, but sovereignty didn't work for them.
Did they, according to David Williams, a representative of his society had to go and meet with the Pope in the Vatican? Did they go that route?
Yeah. Then the moment he met with the Pope in the Vatican, I lost all trust in that man.
Well, the people that own the guns and the machinery and all of the control mechanisms, if you say that you can govern yourself and come out of her, my people, which is like the Moses thing, but I'm looking more along the lines of what the 55 signers did, that these are two stories where people came together and said, thanks, but no thanks.
I mean, it's not like a situation of like pretty much don't awaken people, just take the people that you want and leave the rest for us. That's what that situation sounds like.
Well,
Okay, let's address that. Let's address that. No, let me address that. Let me address that because on Flat Earth, I've heard for a very long time. You know, when we reach critical mass, and as long as we're waiting, someone a long time ago told me, you know what happens when you're waiting? You're just waiting, and there's a real possibility that some of these people want this system. They absolutely need the system, and we might not be able to reach them. And H channels with the Flat Earth debunkers, they are staunch advocates for statism.
Yeah,
So
you're
the
right.
question is, if we never reach critical mass, okay, what are we doing? What are we demonstrating to the people around us about our conscience and the way that we want to live?
I agree with him all the way.
Yeah,
That's true.
And it's hard. It's hard not to agree with that. You know what I mean? It's really hard not to
Yeah,
agree
that's
with that.
true. True.
I agree. I agree with him as well. I mean, I really do. Sincerely, I do. I just, like I said, I just tend to look at the. I look at every angle. Put it that way.
Anonymous, if you could definitely enlighten me, you know, if that does work out, you know what I'm saying? Please give me a contact because I have a lot of other. I've been looking and studying on.
Hey, me too, brother.
That's
Please
going on.
send a link to Sassy or something, man. That is awesome.
Sassy has my email.
Sassy over there grubbing. Well, hold on, sorry to change. What you eating on, Sassy? You eat some chips?
Vegetable
All I hear is
sauce.
all I see is your. Oh man, my wife love those things. It's
Stop lying. You probably got a neck bone back there.
No,
Getting it
I'm gonna show you guys.
yeah,
I
you
don't
know.
eat meat. I don't eat meat. I'm a vegetarian. Remember, I told y'all I'm a vegan, not a vegetarian. I'm sorry.
No, that's what's
I'm
up.
I'm a vegan. I've been a vegan for like 5 or 6 months now. It made me very sick at first, but I practice what I preach. I'm one of those real people. See, I'm eating veggie straws. You know, with a little bit of sea salt on them. They're tasty little devils. I mean, it takes you a while to develop a different taste because you need to not eat what you used to eat, and then you get your regular consistency. You're able to taste more different tastes and food, so your taste actually becomes more refined the less what do you call it, processed foods that you eat. So yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't know how to I haven't figured out how to like mute your mics and things like that. And I've tried to like only mute mine's, and I think it mutes everybody's, but I'm gonna keep working on that to figure it out. I don't know if that's like a special thing on Google Hangouts, like you have to have an upgrade to be able to do it, but I'll probably ask Bro Sanchez or somebody so I can figure it out. I'm over here trying to get a little snack in while I'm listening to y'all. Thanks for putting me on blast.
Yeah, everybody got booted off for some odd reason.
What? Oh no.
Yeah, you don't see nobody on the panel. Yeah, it just said removed from call, so
Who?
I don't know what just happened, but
I'm going to put my email address in the chat channel so you can contact me directly, and I'll try and keep you updated as best I can with both Lickety Split. Like I said, Lickety Split has a 24/7, so you can already start doing the homework on trust law, which isn't forming a society. It's simply taking the legal documents and twisting them in such a way that the system can no longer use them. That's something everyone can do right now. With David Williams and the right to self-determination. I'll give up with Sassy. Sassy will be my point man or point woman.
Okay.
And I'll give her updates. And then when she does her channels, she can just take that and like broadcast, you know, what do we have to do? How do we form our own society
Yeah,
and what all that entails?
he's been like my go-to
Cause
guy
I
for
do the
looking up
footwork
that
too.
kind of stuff and keeping me up to date and things like that. So I like been building with him on that kind of stuff because I didn't know a lot about it, and he's introduced me to like several different ways of looking at it, several different groups, and it's stuff that we can do now. So I'm overly excited about doing those and introducing those to more people as we develop this blueprint that we're trying to do it. So like we're the guinea pigs for all this, and like if we can get it down pat and know what needs to do and what works, it'll help for when people start mass migrating away from the system, which is actually I know that's what's going to happen. So
Yeah, that's happening right
Definitely.
now. Yeah, that is definitely happening right now. We're trying to
That's
do it now. Me and my wife been talking about that for months and months and Sundays. And we're trying to get our kids away from Babylon, you know, and
yes,
this is a way to do it.
most definitely.
because, like I said, I told you, I see a lot of people living in the woods in Virginia. They living in the woods.
Yeah, yeah, that's the way you got to do it. I don't know what would have happened to the rest of the panelists. Nobody said anything went wrong. Um, I don't see nothing wrong in there.
Yeah, they just.
Maybe
Yeah, I don't know.
it happens sometimes. I guess we get sniped. Maybe they'll drop back on through. But yeah.
Yeah, but I also
About
gotta
living
look
in the
at people
woods.
on the panel too, because it's like saying you get removed from the call. It's not like you're saying like it just ended. It's like you're getting removed.
Oh,
Like
is that
everybody
what it
got thrown
said?
off at one time.
Is that what it said?
Yeah, yeah, because you noticed that before everybody was up here, it was like okay, and then certain people it just like dropped, and some people still there. So I mean, I'm just being optimistic about the whole situation, but I'm just saying.
I'm putting a message in there now to find out.
Real quick, woods. The chances are very high, and the speaker previous said, you know, there are people living in the woods. There's chances that there are people around you that have already moved off grid and have their own infrastructure, and so it would help. It would help them and see how they live. And chances are they know probably about chemtrails and Monsanto. I know if they're growing their own food, they know about Monsanto. So you're gonna, and you can introduce flat Earth. I'm gonna put a link in the chat, and maybe there's somebody close to you that you could visit.
Okay, that'll work.
Yeah, definitely do that. I'll do the footwork with you as long as you get that information, and then like I said, I'll be the sacrifice if anything goes wrong. I'll be the sacrifice.
Hey, I'm with you right here, brother.
You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? I'll be the
put that
sacrifice.
info
So we
out
gotta
there.
get a future. Man.
Yeah, that info is needed.
Yeah, they.
Yeah, I don't see nobody saying nothing unless there's something else going on right now.
That's weird. I don't know. Maybe did I click something wrong or something, or let me see if I can.
Nah, it's
No.
mostly probably you know you got a lot of people in the hangout too, so you gotta
Yeah.
remember that there's a lot of people that's not on there
Yeah.
the chat, so they still have possibility to do anything they want behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Maybe provide them the link again. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I think that's awesome, and that's what those are the kind of things that motivate me, and that I really like talking and discussing because it's something that we need to be aware of, and we need to figure what's the safest way to do that so that nobody gets caught up or anything like that. And we need to have safe places to be able to send people to, and we need to build confidence, you know, by being able to go start living off the grid and telling, if we're gonna tell other people to do it, then we should be able to do it as well. You know, we should be followers of our word, you know.
Yeah, me and Dre,
Oh, absolutely.
me and Dre were just building earlier. Right when we got dropped, we was like, well, I started off saying that as far as flat Earth, when you think about it, flat Earth is really a psyop, but not like a psyop like 9/11 or Sandy Hook or any of that was. It's a psyop. It's like the psychological operation or psychological opposition thing, because all these trolls and stuff and agents, it's like they they comment and I'm seeing a pattern. They comment, they tag our names in posts or whatever to get us to jump in to respond back to them to see how much information we know, and then they'll be like, okay, well, I finna hit with this. I finna hit it with this, cause they so brainwashed and indoctrinated, right? I finna hit them with this. Now, after you know, whatever you know. So what we need to do, back to referring what Quan was saying earlier, shout out to my brother Saquon, that we actually need to build up our evidence, our facts, and our truth behind the scenes, behind the windows, behind the curtains, behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? And then when we have all the evidence, then I mean, when we have all of our angles up, then just hit them full force, the flat Earth offensive. You know what I'm saying? Because as far as, you know what I'm saying, sharing this here, it helps enlighten minds. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's like they're using it against our character,
But having that,
you know,
I agree
or our
100%.
whole movement, you
Yeah,
know.
I agree 100% with you. But also having a community we can fall back on, um, grow our own herbs, have our own police, our own community, man. That's a big step for us. You know what I mean?
Most
Like
definitely.
the brother Anonymous said, man, that can move this flat Earth thing to a whole new level of awakening of, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This
The
community needs
I'd
something
ultimate
like that.
the ultimate goal is to
I,
get to the state where we don't even need policemen.
Right.
Yeah, we all
You
know that's
right about
cause and
that.
effect.
Yep. Because who in their right mind will need police at that point, because society would police itself, because there won't be any motivation to rob, kill, and steal, because if we're providing our own food free of cost, own shelter free of cost, clothing and healthcare free of cost, I mean, what need would you have in society except for the crazies, which we can have a small force for that, but it won't be a force against the people, you know?
Facts.
And
can I
then on
speak for
top of
Because
the?
that, we
that's
need to extract our own
May,
resources and have our
may I
own
speak
gas
on
stations, you know.
behalf of the crazies?
sure.
Go ahead.
I want to hear this.
I, I got invited
I'm
to a
sorry.
no, I got invited to a hangout through the link on the left of whatever the Gmail is, and I didn't know where I was going, and I thought it was a flat. At the end of it, I discovered it was Gem Pandas, and these guys, I don't think they're professional trolls. I think they're narcissists, and they already had the format of, I'm the flat earther coming in, and what I did, I just assumed something. I assumed they were narcissists, and the way to deal with a narcissist is come up with a solipsist worldview. And I had a very long, about 35-minute talk with these fellows, and they're, now you say crazies, they they can't love. That's the problem. They're disconnected. They're in their minds, and they have no empathy. They can't have empathy. So if you go over to Jim Panda's channel, I don't know, he uploaded it, I think it was yesterday, you'll see what I was saying. You'll see why I was using the solipsist worldview tactic because you can't debate a synopsis. Just to give a crazy a shout out of his entire bunch, me back on to talk about permaculture because he's always wanted to live off grid and grow his own food. So, I mean, if you see someone that's reaching out, even though I'm sure you know who Jim Panda is, and he's been in all the chats. Okay, and then the reason that I wanted to say all this was back to if we reach critical mass and whatever, and you were just saying, we don't have to have a police force. There's a very good author who wrote The Rulers of Evil. His name is Tupper Saucy, and he went back through the history of it, and who better to rule over evil? And so I was suggesting we need to signal, like broadcast, hey, we're not evil. We're responsible according to if you want to call it a spiritual code. We don't need police. But until we do that, the system, which is evil, is here to rule over evil. And so we have to come out of her. We have to step out. We have to show that we have no fear. We're like Daniel in the lion's den. We're walking out, and we don't have to worry about policing the other people because this system may still be in place. I don't have like this crystal ball that's going to say when flat Earth hits critical mass that we're all going to be enlightened and be peaceful beings. So for us, those of us that want to live a different way, a sane way, we can form our own society and let the evil people rule over the evil people.
I agree with that too.
That makes a lot of. That's what I was just saying. That's what I was just saying. Like, let them have what they want to have. We take who we need to take, because at the end of the day, you can't have positive without negative. So we have to just. You did something. There's always going to be something negative there. But at the end of the day, if we separate ourselves to the point where we can have our own thing, where we can live the way we want to, and we can get out of their situation, that'll be greater for us.
Yeah, we got to have that balance. We have to have that balance. We can't choose nor be deterred to choose left or right, up, down, in, out. You know what I'm saying? We have to basically have that like our plane. You know what I'm saying? And that's why why they push the whole nonsense of an imbalanced world that came from nothing, wobbling through a unbalanced universe that's ever expanding to a bigger unbalanced universe. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, a prison for the mind. It confuses people's mind, making you know what I'm saying, like they're just nothing. They're just an accident. You know, and so they give you a car. You know, if they give you a car, make you something materialistic and meaningless to make you feel like you have meaning, or you'll get invited to a game show and win, you know, $20,000 on Wheel of Fortune to make you feel like you have some meaning or whatever. To to make you feel better about being a meaningless speck of dust orbiting around a bigger speck of dust that's shooting through the universe, passing by 100 other specks of dust that never crash into our speck of dust.
That's just crazy when you
That's just insane,
it
man.
is, and the thing
100,
we used to
man,
believe
for
it
real.
though, but we used to
100.
believe it wholeheartedly. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I want to show y'all something real quick that I had show Jamaican, man. I had showed them this earlier. I want y'all to see this. Like, y'all see these two symbols right here? This is the same symbol that, you know, Brother Shen's was talking about, which is 10. And it's funny that this is literally 10. And the one is actually the father, and the circle is actually the mother. So the circle is pretty much a cycle of life that just withholds the spirits and everything, and it just keeps it in a cycle. It doesn't go anywhere. And then when father comes, he inputs it. He just makes it come out of it. You know what I'm saying? It works together. So when you look at a remote control, the remote control is just one. It's just one button. It's not two. You know what I'm saying? So even with the
Ooh, I want to build on that.
Yeah.
Keep talking. I want to
So
build on
even
that. Let me go get my journal. Let me go get my
so
journal
even with
so I
the
can build on that.
yeah, so even with the Twin Towers, if we notice that they broke down two buildings to make one. You get what I'm saying? So we gotta really think about what is really going on. How did they figure it out to do this to us to figure this out? You know what I'm saying? So 10 is a very important number because the one, you could turn a one into a seven, you could turn it into a six and put a circle on it. You could do the same thing with the nine. A lot of even the keyboard pretty much it just acknowledges a lot of this stuff because on the keyboard is only one through nine and you have zero at the end, but you have to go back down to put, say for instance you want to oh, so you have to go back down, you know what I'm saying, just to get 12 or these numbers. So we made these numbers from one and zero, and that's exactly what they did because the coding on the computer, it